What up? What up? What up? What's going on, everybody? Back with another episode of Live at 5. I got Nobi, the fact checker, in the building, and I got Miss Lakita in the building. What's going on, y'all?
Hello.
Hello, hello.
How y'all doing? Y'all good?
Yes.
Yeah.
How
Trying
the
to
street?
straighten myself out.
Trying to do what?
Straighten myself out.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Get yourself straight. Get yourself straight. How y'all doing? Ain't seen y'all in a while.
I'm great.
You good?
I know it's been a minute.
Oh, okay. Y'all back?
I'm back.
Okay. Why you cheesing like that, Nobi? Why you cheesing?
Because I'm back and I'm mad. I gotta go back to work tomorrow.
Oh, you gotta go back to work. Okay. It is what it is. You gotta pay for and make up for all that money you spent and all the fun that you had and all that.
That's definitely true.
All right, that's what's up. All right, so look, I'm gonna get right into it, right? Got a question, right? And I guess it's good that I got both of y'all on here because I just want to know y'all thoughts and maybe y'all have experienced this before or know some ladies who have experienced this, right? Okay, I'm gonna give you the scenario in a relationship, right? Ladies in a relationship with a man. I don't know. Let's just say like 2 years in, right? The whole boyfriend girlfriend, relationship thing, and the man decides to propose, right? He asks for your hand in marriage, or if it's not you, somebody that you know, he asks for their hand in marriage, and she says no. Is there, well, first of all, has that ever happened to any one of y'all? Have any one of y'all ever been proposed to and then, decided to say no? Without getting too, I guess I
No,
already just got too personal, right?
no,
No,
not for me.
personal
No.
question, right? No. Okay.
Mm.
Do you know of any women who were proposed to and turned down the proposal?
Unfortunately, I don't.
You
Not
know,
personally, no.
really? Okay, because it's just interesting because I hear a lot of women saying that, like, oh, I've been proposed to three, four, five times or whatever, but I turned them down because, and then whatever the reason is that they turned them down, and so I was just kind of see how how often that happens. Nah.
I guess most of my close friends have never even been married or gotten to that point. So that's why it's hard for me to say, oh, yeah, I know someone, but don't.
Okay. Okay. So let me ask you this: would it be justified for a woman to turn down a proposal?
I
Yeah.
think that there could be reasons why.
Okay. You feel the same way, Nobi?
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask you this: why? Like, give me a good reason, right? That or let's just say, put yourself in that situation, right? You're with a guy, he's your boyfriend, right? The scenario that I put out there, y'all been together for, let's just say, 2 years. He decides to propose, but you tell him no. Why would you tell him no?
It's hard to answer because why would you stay with someone that long?
Uh, that's a that's a great question. That's a great question. I don't know. I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to figure it out. Y'all quiet today.
I thought the purpose of dating someone, well, everyone may have a different feeling on this because you would think you're dating someone for that next, not for that next step, but at some point to go to that next step, which is to be engaged to get married. But you may have a lot of people out here who really don't want that. They don't want to settle down. So I guess it's really hard to say why. I don't know.
Okay.
Peter?
Well, first and foremost, I don't think that I think if that happens, he should have had some inclination that they were not getting to that point. Because, when I was getting married, I kind of knew I was getting married. That's what we were working towards because that was conversation around it. Now, if the man never has that conversation with the woman and they're not discussing their goals and then out of the blue one day, he proposes to her. I think that's kind of when it happens. Maybe even sometime when a woman is not serious about the person, maybe when she's just using them.
He's a placeholder.
He's a seat filler, right? Y'all ever saw that movie, the Seat Filler?
Mm-mm.
No. Oh, okay. It's kind of like at the Grammys when they have like big events and stuff like that, and they don't want the event, like when it's televised, they don't want it to
Okay.
look like it's so
Empty
empty. So
seats.
they actually pay people to just sit in the seats to make it look as if, there's a large crowd. It makes a event look, like
Oh,
I don't know, everybody was there, the seats were sold out and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, so y'all women admit to having seat fillers?
No,
Now y'all have never done that before.
no.
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Okay. So Nobi, this person who was a seat filler, had they asked you for, to marry you, you would have turned them down?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, okay, all right. Cool. Why you got that look on your face?
Because it's kind, it's kind of like, what do they call it? When you and someone break up and then you kind of just get with someone else.
Oh, so they was like a rebound?
It's a rebound. Yes, I couldn't think of the word because we talking about um, place fillers. Yeah, kind of like a rebound. So, but that wasn't a long thing, so
Right.
it didn't get that far.
It was just a painkiller, right? Something to just, you know what I'm saying, ease the pain. Wow. Or just something to do.
I guess you could say
Until,
yes. Yes.
all right. All right, so let me ask you this, right? If a man asks a woman, right, they didn't have any prior conversation about where the relationship is going, what it's leading to, and all of this kind of stuff. And then a man asks the woman for her hand in marriage, and she says no. What do you think that man should do? What do you think the next step should be, as as it pertains to that relationship?
Well, if he asked her in front of 50 million people, he should go on and take his exit.
Or put his head between his tail.
Oh man, so that would be like an embarrassing situation for a dude. I
It
feel.
is kind of embarrassing because you think you are asking this person to become your spouse for their hand in marriage, and then for them to say no. I mean, in a way, it would be embarrassing.
Okay. Okay, I got you.
Especially, like she said, if you have other people around you watching, you know, most time people think if they're asking, they're probably thinking the person's going to say yes. So they just know the person's going to say yes. You're not thinking that someone's going to say no.
Mm,
I bet
Sometimes a woman will say yes, and then afterwards, like, why would you do that? And then tell them no. I mean, I don't even know which one is it worse. Say yes, and then later on say, you put me on the spot, and now I got to tell you no. You just didn't want to embarrass them at that time.
mm, okay. Okay, I get it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's like a tough situation. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You think there are a lot of women who ended up or like really went through with a marriage, but they really didn't want to
Yeah, for marriage and for convenience.
for convenience. Okay. Wow.
Whether it's financial, whether it's they don't want to be alone, marriage or convenience.
Okay. Do you think that's why, like, when you look at the percentage of divorces, right? They're saying that a lot of times it's the woman that's filing for the divorce. So, do you think a lot of women got married in the first place that didn't really want to get married?
or married the person they didn't really want to marry.
Yeah. Either way,
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess so. Why you pull your lip up? I guess so.
For the most part, because a lot of times, um, when somebody divorced somebody, it's probably some signs they saw before they said I do, and they thought the I do was gonna fix it, and it didn't.
Yeah.
So, then that's interesting. Do you think most issues that are inside of marriages were already red flags, or do you think that they were issues that weren't seen up front and just presented themselves after a few years of being together?
They were seen. I think a lot of time as women, we tend to say, "Oh, it's going to get better," or you always just look at the good in a person and say, "Okay, no, that was just one time or one off." Um, but I think a lot of times it's there. You just don't want to admit that it's there.
Really? Who do you think does that more? Do you think women overlook the red flags more than men do? Or do you think men overlook, you know what I'm saying, the red flags and then still go ahead because, they might want to get married and ask the woman to marry him?
I think the women overlook a lot.
So you think it's the women?
I
I
mean,
definitely agree.
I guess so.
Why y'all do that?
Why we overlook it?
Yeah, like why you overlook it? Like why would you overlook something that that, what I'm saying,
Because
potentially
a lot
is
of
gonna be a
times you
problem?
think you can fix a person and you really can't.
So that's what y'all think? Y'all think y'all could fix dudes? Y'all think
Yeah, because we're nurturers, by default, and we just think, you know, that if you love them enough, or
Hmm.
you show, you continue to be the woman that you are, that hopefully one day they're gonna get it.
And they don't.
okay, so what you just said is problematic.
Yeah, it is. I
What's
agree.
what okay, what's problematic about it? What's problematic what do you think that I'm gonna find problematic about what you just said?
Do you think you could fix someone?
Yeah, that because people um are going to do what people want to do. So they have to change or want to do whatever it is for it to be done. And then the other side is, you're doing it at the detriment of yourself, your own well being.
Okay, so break that down with a little more clarity for me, right? When you're saying you and they, right? Break it down to the man and the woman, so I know exactly who you talking about when you're talking, right?
Well, the first statement I made was about the man. You know, a man is going to do whatever a man wants to do. I mean, you can say, it doesn't matter whether male or female in that case. People are people. And unless they have their mind set to change and be a certain way, they're going to be who they want to be,
Right,
who they desire to be. So, it doesn't matter what you want them to be, and, they're still going to do what they want to do.
right.
And and all along, while you're being, let's say, a woman, thinking you can fix a man and sacrificing them, and going all through all of this hard,
Look,
and
sacrifice him. Sacrifice for him? You mean you said sacrifice him? Like
I said sacrificing yourself is what I'm saying.
sacrificing
Yeah,
yourself. Okay,
yeah,
I got you.
yeah, like your
Yeah,
health
you got to
and
speak
all of that.
clearly for him.
Yeah.
You got to speak to me like I'm 4 years old, just so that I'm sure that I understand what's being said.
No, but you're sacrificing yourself and your health and your well-being, killing yourself, putting yourself through unnecessary stress,
Okay,
because, whether you're a male or a female, there's a man or a woman out there that want to be those things, and you don't have to force them
okay,
and try to trick them into it.
okay. So the first thing, right, that I find problematic is you said fix a man. So automatically out the gate, you feel like a man is broken and you got to fix him.
No, I'm not talking about all men.
You think most
But
men are
but
broken and you need to fix
some
them?
people have, problems, and you think you're gonna be able to step in and save them, just like a man may think he can save a woman.
Can't turn a home into a house.
That's just what I was thinking.
Okay, so let me ask you this, right? 'Cause I hear that terminology often. What's the terminology that y'all hear for men? You can't turn a man into a what?
Can't raise a man.
You can't raise a man. So is the perception out there, right? When you hear, men saying you can't turn a, you know what I'm saying, a 304 into a housewife, right? Is it the general is it in general
Did you
women
say
are
304?
women are looked at as promiscuous, right? And then when you're saying that most women are saying that you can't raise a man, are most men viewed as, I don't know, immature?
Boys.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't necessarily say that. It's just that, if they're not a man already, I mean, you can't make them be a man. It's not saying that all men are immature or not responsible or whatever have you. It's just that there are some. And if they're not at that point, you can't raise them to that point.
Okay. Or in your words, you can't fix them.
Can't fix them.
Okay.
They
That's
have
true.
to do their own self evaluation and fix themselves.
Okay. What do you think is wrong with men? Most
What is
men,
wrong?
some men. Whatever. Yeah, yeah. When you saying fix, if you said fix, then when I
But
address
you
fix,
can't. You keep on like just saying what is wrong with men, like you're saying collectively.
okay, I mean, you don't know every man, right?
Yeah,
So
and I don't think
I'm
it's a collective
generalizing.
issue.
I'm saying, okay, when you said you can't fix a man, right? There's something in general that you would be saying is problematic, right? We're speaking in general terms.
They still living at home with their mama.
Okay, so that's problematic. If a man is still living at home with his
It
mother,
depends. It depends.
okay.
He never left home.
Hmm.
If he never left home, yes, I think that's a problem. Now, things happen in life where, you know, someone could go through something and then they have to move back home. That's one thing. Um, and if they don't have a goal set in order to get themselves back to, not back, but get them a goal set on what their next steps are, yes, that is a problem. If a man is not working, so to speak, but they are what is it? What's that thing we were talking about before? They're a rapper, so they're trying to get their album to come out. Stuff like that. At a certain point, to me, that's fixing. We use the term fixing because you most of the time, he ain't at 40 years old. You're not going to be that rapper. You're not going to be, whatever. Give it up. But yeah, I think those are some of the things that you'll look at fixing or. Um, he doesn't know how to handle himself um, in certain situations. And I'm trying to think of a situation, around other men. I don't know. Just trying to think of fixing. He's for the streets, and you're trying to get him to like see like the streets is not where it's at. You at some point you got to grow up and have a real job, and have responsibilities, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not a good manager of his finances.
Okay. So let's just say if a man is living at home with his mother, but he makes plenty of money, he just never left home. He makes plenty of money. He can afford to leave home.
But his
Would that
mom not gonna let him go.
no? Okay, so listen. Let me
Think of
break.
that movie, Think Like a Man. Is
Think
that
of
what
it,
it
man.
is?
I never.
Was it that? Oh, what's his name? Steve Harvey. He had Think Like a Man.
I ain't never watched no
Okay.
Steve Harvey. That's not
Well,
the thing, Mister Nobody. What's going on?
Oh, what's good, brother? What's good?
Hey, Mr. Nobody, how you
hey,
doing?
Hey,
hola.
people.
I said hola.
She's over
Oh,
this
black
whole.
Mexican. Hey, black Mexican. What's up, Lakeith?
All right, Mister Nobody. I don't know if you was following, if you have been following or not.
I just caught a little bit of it, man,
A
on your
little bit.
live real quick. I was on the actual on your YouTube page.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I
So
was
yeah.
listening.
All right. All right. So go ahead. Who was speaking? Who was just speaking? All right. Go ahead, Nobi. I'm sorry.
So in the movie, he there was one character who was dating this woman, and it's the premise is like four or five guys and like four women or whatever, and everyone's friends and like kind of like dating each other. And so there's one guy and one female dating each other. The issue is his mother. He's a mama's boy, so to speak, and his mother was always inserting herself into their relationship, or he couldn't do things because of his mother, and the mother just never felt this woman was good enough for her son. He was a good church boy, and she raised him right, or whatever have you. So that's why I say think of like in that movie. You have a mama's boy, and if he's living at home, she may depend on her son to help her. So now she doesn't want him to leave because guess what? He's helping taking care of her because she may be by herself. I don't know. He could be living at home and his mother and father is there. He could just be saving money. We really, it just depends on the scenario.
Okay. So what if he was still living at home with his mother? And I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, he's a good guy. Like I said, you've been dating him for 2 years, right? We're gonna go back to that original scenario. You've been dating him for 2 years. He's making good money. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, right? A lot of times, women are gonna look at the man for some type of
Financial gain.
financial something, right? And so it's just beneficial for him to stay home and stack his bread. That's not problematic, right?
I mean, that's what I said. It's not that it's problematic. It's just that at what point do you leave home? At what point do you leave home? Are you going to be 40 years old still stacking your bread, living at home with your mother?
Ooh, can I jump in on this real quick?
Mm-hmm.
When are y'all gonna leave home?
I left home.
Not you personally. There's women right now living with their moms. They got 30, 35-year-old daughters living with them now.
And
So when are your daughters gonna leave home? It's no problem for them to stay home.
oh, no. Don't get that. Oh, wait.
No,
That depends on
because
the household.
like you said, when the man is gonna leave 30 or 40 years old,
Oh, no. I'm
Right.
agreeing with you.
women will stay there until a man come and get her.
I,
She's
I
still with her mom.
that
I
is
can tell
true.
you now, I can go and see at least 10 right now, 30, 35, still living at home with their moms and their kids. But it's never brought up the same way. So if a man who's out doing his thing, he really shouldn't pick them. He should go with a woman who got out and got her stuff going and got her own instead of picking up some woman who still live at home. Because
I
y'all
think
have
it
more
goes. I
women
think
living
it goes
more
both
women living
ways.
at home than
Why
men.
I think it goes both ways. Why pick a man that's still living at home? Why pick a woman that's still living at
No,
home?
but you didn't answer that though. What I'm saying is when I asked, so he shouldn't pick a woman then that still live at home. Not go back and forth, back both ways. I understand it. A man, y'all see where a man has not gotten out and got himself together. Us men, we understand to a certain point, but then again, with this economy, I understand if he's still at home too, and he's stacking his bread. Now, if he got a plan, that's a whole different thing.
Well,
You
that's
may
the
be
thing.
included in that plan.
We're trying to figure out about this plan. That's where that's coming from. Not just to say, oh, it's just that he's staying at home. My thing was, a man can stay at home, but I said if he has goals, because like we stated before, he's saving his money. He could be saving his money to put down money on a house. That's not going to come easy. So yes, he's staying at home. Is it okay for a woman to stay home? No, I don't think it's okay for a woman to be at home either. She at some point she needs to get out there on her own and have her own as well. Two women can't be in the kitchen cooking at the same time.
What age should he get out?
Okay.
I agree. Like two men can't be like two grown men, they can't stay in the house too long. But
I think it
what
goes both ways.
age? What's appropriate age for that?
It's hard to say an appropriate age because it really depends on what people are doing, the job that they have, where they live. Because depending upon where you live, if you live somewhere like in New York City, it's not easy to go out there on your own just yet to get a place because places just for a studio, you're paying almost $2,000 a month. And if you're not making that type of money, how are you going to get out there on your own? So I don't knock someone for living at home with their parents. I'm just stating at what point do you get out and start taking care of yourself, unless you move someplace where it's cheaper that you can do it, but then you may not be making the money.
Okay. Now, Lucky, you were saying, I'm trying to catch up on the scenario. You said that she had been dating this guy for 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'll take it back to the original question, right? They're in a relationship, man and woman in a relationship, dating. They've been together in a relationship for about 2 years, and so the man asks the woman to marry, and then she says no, right? That's how the whole thing. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what I
That's,
was
that's
thinking. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
yeah, that's where the original question started, and then we just kind of took it from there. So I was like, what happens to the relationship? You know what I'm saying there? But then we just branched off and started.
I'll be looking at her weird, like, so why are you dating him? If you don't think why are you gonna continue dating somebody for years if you don't think he's worthy of being that guy? And then he proposed to you, say no. I mean, you know him after 2 years. If he's a bum, why are you still here?
But that's what we said. But we were also trying to figure out too, um, did they have a conversation beforehand? Was it something they talked about goals of getting married, or was it just out the blue? He just proposed, and
Well, either
he
way,
could be a placeholder. She
if
could be
he
a
hadn't
placeholder.
brought it
He
up,
can.
but let's hear it. If he hadn't brought it up, why she hadn't brought it up? She's gonna, you know what I mean? He's comfortable. He's where he's at. If she see that, why haven't she just decided like, well, I don't think this dude trying to do anything. I think I just need to bow out. But she's still there with him. So he thinks she love him enough in his situation. I'm gonna propose. Of course, he know they're gonna move out if they propose, I assume. But she says no. But then you gotta say, why are you saying no, but you still with him?
That's our question too.
Yeah, yeah. Because I see a lot of women, or I hear a lot of women that are saying that they've had multiple offers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Many times I've said no multiple
But do they
times.
really, or are they just saying that?
Nah, I don't know. That's why I'm
I
asking.
get it, but
That's
they
why I
get it from the
decided to
same
kind of
guy.
do the show. You know what I'm saying? To get a real life, you know what I'm saying? Synopsis, I guess, of, you know what I'm saying? Like who actually has experienced that rather than just go off of, what I see on the internet.
You know, a lot of their baby dads have proposed to these women and they told them no. And they'll count that, but they'll move on. But a lot of the guys actually propose to the woman. Now, whatever situation, but they'll tell them no and they'll move on. But they'll count that later on in life. But I know a girl got proposed twice by the same baby dad.
And why did she say no?
I have no idea. But she have him around. He's still around. They still do little family stuff or whatever. But
Like they're still in a relationship?
no. Like
Oh,
they do stuff for the son, for the kid.
okay.
So they'll still do stuff. And he ain't in trouble. He ain't doing nothing. But I just don't understand why she just never did marry. But then she'll go online and talk about she ready to be married.
Do you know her personally?
Yeah. I mean,
Do
I
you,
don't know
have
about
you
her.
asked her?
I just go off what they post. I don't ask about her business. I know her, but I don't ask about her business. You know. But I just thought it was crazy. Me and my sister was talking about it, how weird it was that dude wanted to marry her, but she won't marry him. But they'll go do trips together with the kids, all that kind of stuff. Hang
Maybe
out.
it's something behind the scenes that they just ain't share their business with somebody as to why they're not together in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, do all that, you might as well be with the man.
all right, so check this. I have a question, right? So Nobi, when you were saying that the man still living at home alone, still living at home with his mother, right? Is there a difference? Do you think there's a difference? And this question's for everybody. But I gotta pick on Nobi. Do you think there's a difference or it's viewed differently when a woman is living home with her mother, you know what I'm saying, at a certain age versus a man living at home with his mother at a certain age? Is it viewed different?
I think
Because
I think people do view it differently. They probably look at it like this: that a man is a man, he should be out on his own, and whatever. And then they look at a woman probably saying, well, she's not really making enough money to be on her own, and so on and so forth. And I don't believe that. I mean, again, I was out on my own at a very young age, so I don't believe that. But everyone's finances is different, um, so you can't. It's hard to really say.
what about you, Lakita?
I think it really depends on the situation as to why they're there. But just generally, if they just there, I don't look at it any differently. I think they both need to do what they need to do and
Really? So let
get
me
out
ask you
their
this.
parents' house.
So let me ask you this: if you have a son and you have a daughter, right? Would it be more acceptable your daughter staying home longer than your son, or at the same age or same situation? Let's just say they both were working, they both made enough money, to live on their own. Would you be? Would it be the same? You know what I mean? Or would you be a little more lenient as far as your daughter is concerned for her to stay home versus your son?
I think it all depends on the situation. For
I
instance, I
said the
mean,
same
soon we'll
situation.
be
I said,
going through.
listen. Hold on. I just said the same situation, same exact situation. I was trying to make that clear.
But what I'm stating is whether male or female, it depends on the purpose. So, for instance, my daughter is 18. She's about to start her college journey. I expect that she's still going to be in this house through college if she go to med school whatever after. But when she gets her job and she starts making money, I expect her to go out and get her own place. I mean, I don't.
Okay, so with that being said, your son, he goes to college. Same situation.
I expect him to go out and get his own too when he gets through school.
So you would be just as tough on your daughter as you would your son.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because I'm raising responsible adults, you know.
Okay. Okay. I
Ooh.
just thought I don't know. I just thought it would be I thought it would be a little bit different with the daughter.
Responsible adults.
No, just like, for instance, if my daughter's 18 now, she start acting crazy and she don't want to do what she's supposed to do and she thinks she's gonna be a couch potato, she gonna be out the door faster than she think.
Yeah, nah. Again, going back to the original, like everything across the board is the same. I don't
Yeah.
know, I don't know, maybe I don't look at men and women the same as equal. You know what I mean? And so I just thought it would be like you would be a little more lenient as long as she's working, right? Maybe contributing to the household. But I look at it from a safety issue. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily really safe for women to be out there, and so you know what I'm saying? It might be safer for her to be home. You know what I'm saying? Whereas a boy, let me ask you this: when it comes to your kids, when it comes to a curfew, would your curfew kind of be exactly the same for son and daughter?
Yeah,
So
that's
you
where I
wouldn't.
stand on
So
that.
it wouldn't. You would treat them equally when it comes to chores, when it comes everything, boy and girl.
Well,
If the grass need to be
not
cut, who you sending out
necessarily.
there, her or him?
Not
Zero,
necessarily
no,
because,
we
for
don't.
instance, my almost 12-year-old, his job is to take out the trash. I don't necessarily, unless nobody else is here, and I might have her take out the trash, but that's primarily the almost 12-year-old's job. So I would say no, the chores are not the same.
Okay, and why? Does it have anything to do with like, let's say, gender?
I don't think so. I think sometimes it's just the age appropriate things.
So you would send your daughter outside to cut the grass, or the same way you would send your son out to cut the grass on a hot day. It's like 90 something degrees out.
I
Who would
mean,
you
well,
look
if
to?
there was nobody else to cut it,
There's two
I
of
went
them.
out
There's
there and cut
him
it
and
myself
hold on.
before,
Listen,
more
my
than one.
question is, listen, you got both of them. You got him or her. It's 98 degrees outside and the grass got to be cut. The HOA is getting ready to come through and look and see how high your grass is. Who you sending out there to cut the grass?
I might send her. She got more muscles right now.
No, she won't. She calling. She calling from upstairs to come down here and cut this
I'm
grass.
telling you, most of these kids, they don't know what to do. They'll be looking
They
at that
know.
lawnmower.
They
Lawnmower
know when
won't
y'all
even
teach them.
move.
They know when you teach them.
Okay, what if they were both the same age?
I mean, of course, I would send him out there.
I don't know, of course. There's no of course. I don't know.
Mhm.
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I
I'm
would send
asking.
him out there.
Why?
That
Why?
it's because that seems like more of a manly type job.
So again, my question when I'm asking you about gender, first of all, first it doesn't matter, but now when it comes to cutting grass, it matters. So it does matter, right?
But I mean, I don't think that a woman should not know how to cut the grass.
That's not what I'm
Maybe,
asking you.
but I'm
Let's
just
stick to my
saying,
let's
if
stick to
if
my
there's
question.
a if there's an option, then it's just kind of like he's learning. You know, you don't just learn when you become adult how to take care of your family and all of that. You start young.
Let me ask you this: do you think it's safer for a single man on the streets or a single woman on the streets?
I think it's safer for a single man.
But you would send your daughter out there just as you would send your man, your son.
Yes,
Okay.
within
I
reason.
listen. I'm just
Within
asking.
reason. Within reason.
Yeah, I
What's
mean,
within
I
reason?
was saying yeah, there had to be some precautions because she a girl, but you got to teach her how to get out there and
Hmm.
be because eventually she gonna have to get it. because they can get this education. I know got some education right now, and they all packed up in their mom's house. All of them been to college, and they all packed up in their mom's house. So she hadn't taught them how to be out on their own. And they like 30, 28, 25, something like that. But they all completed their degrees, and they all sitting at home. And they just, it's weird. It's just real weird. Yeah. So they never was taught to be responsible and learn how to, be on their own. And so now they sitting at a high age, probably don't know how to figure it out. And so you have to show them. Yeah, you like I did with my son. I paid half the rent, and he paid half the rent, and we eased into it to show him how to be responsible. To now he got his own stuff. But at the same time, yeah, we tracking him. We keeping up with him, call him, see what's going on, all this other stuff. If I had a girl, shit, I'd probably 3 times worse. I would help her get out there, but yeah, I probably have a camera all over looking at I'm an overprotective dude on my son. I know I would over a daughter, but I'm honest. I mean, I'm being honest.
Right.
I can keep up with him, what's going on.
Right.
And, I'm ready to get in the car, haul ass.
Yeah. And that's the main reason why I was asking. You know what I'm saying? Because I know
it's hard, but you got to get them out there, man. You got to get them out. It don't have to be that 18 stuff though. It don't have to be 18. But I think when she finished college and all, like complete college, it can be 22 or 26 or whatever. But eventually, she got to get it. But most kids out in college, they want to have their own little place down there on the campus, and so that helps them.
Yeah.
I advise if you can afford it to let them have roommates or something. Just start teaching them how to be responsible down there. Then, so that's all it took for my son. He didn't want to come back home after that. Once that freedom, he didn't want to come back home. He still live down there now in Greenville. So,
and for me, it's not about pushing them out of your house, saying, "Oh, they got to get out your house." It's like Mr. Nobody say, they have to know how to be responsible. They have to know how to stand on their own. Not to get into a whole other topic, but nobody knows the day or the hour. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. I need to make sure that she's where she needs to be, or any of the other ones, to be able to go on without me.
And the house is always open. If they hit a rough spot, yeah, you can come back to the house. Ain't no problem. I would let him stay. If it was building on something, he could stay here. If he working on getting built, saving for a house or doing some certain things, yeah, you can come back and stay, but you just can't stay without a plan.
Man,
you want to sit here and hang out. You know what I'm saying? Girl or no, if you just want to hang out and keep your money so you can have extra money, go on trips and all that shit, I'll cancel that ASAP. You take one big trip, I'm like, whoa, you got money for that? Oh no. No. Your ass gotta get your own spot. You want to go to Dubai and all this shit? Nah, you gotta get your own spot. You want to do that?
Since my daughter has turned 18, she's had, a few times where she thinks she can just go and stay out like late. And I was like, hold on, we're not doing that. You go get your own place if you want to come in anytime you want to come in. Not here.
So, okay, let me ask you this, right? You feel safer with her on her own, staying out all night long, rather than home with you where you know what time she's getting home? I mean, again, I'm just asking.
I don't feel safe either way. Even if I know my 27-year-old that don't live home with me, even if I know he out late, if I know, I don't, I'm uneasy about it. I'm concerned.
Okay.
Yeah, I still talk to him. He turned 25. I still talk to him about just being out real late, riding out in the route. Because that's where the worst, like a dude said, the worst people and the worst police are out during the night shift. So you out and about, I don't care, you may not be doing that, but that's where all the drunks, that's where all the crazy ones hanging out. And that's when the worst cops are out because they got to deal with it. So, you just can run into anything out there. Just take your ass home, man.
Okay. All right, I got you. All right, so going back to the original question, right, with the proposal and all of that, right? How soon, once you're in a relationship with somebody, should marriage come up? How soon, or how soon is too soon? Because I believe y'all said that a man shouldn't really just how do you say, freeball it, right, without at least knowing or having some type of idea whether or not this is the direction that, you know what I'm saying, this woman wants to go. So how soon is too soon, or how soon should that conversation happen?
I think generally speaking on the topic should be in the beginning when you're getting to know each other. Not saying, "Oh, I want to marry you," or "You want to marry me," but you know, whatever your plans are, what you want, it should be a topic of conversation.
So, or what about you, Nobody?
I would say in the beginning too, because you just kind of you have to know which way you're going to go. Because if you know at the beginning and you have a conversation, you say like, "Look, I don't want to get married," but the other person is the type of person that wants to get married. What's the sense of kind of really moving forward if you have two different goals?
Okay, so is this like this is before the boyfriend girlfriend, or is this when y'all become boyfriend girlfriend?
It's before.
Is before.
Hmm.
Okay, you said the same thing, Nobi.
I'm thinking because when you first meet someone, are you talking about that right then and there? Oh, I just met this person a week ago. At least a month or two in.
Okay, why wait a month or two? If you know, right, that at the end of the day, your goal is to get married, right? And it might not necessarily be married to that person, right? But your ultimate goal is to get married. And y'all are out on a first date. And your ultimate goal is to get married.
I
Do
guess
you
yeah.
think that
I
that's
see
too
that.
soon? Do you think that
Yeah,
that's
I
too
guess I
soon?
see what you're saying.
Are you asking should they bring that up on the first date?
Yeah, I'm just asking. Like, if that's your ultimate goal, you know that that's ultimately what you want, right? Do you think that that's too soon to bring it up?
I mean, you got to be careful about it sometimes too, because you could bring up something like that and then scare someone off. They're like, "Damn, I'm not trying to get
But
married yet."
wouldn't that be the purpose?
Well,
Wouldn't
you're
that
not
be the
asking
purpose,
them to
right?
marry you, so
No, no, huh?
I'm just saying you're not asking them to marry you. So why should they
No,
get
but
scared?
sometimes people get a little weird.
You're just
Okay,
setting
but
your
no,
expectations.
wouldn't that be a way to filter out the
Yeah,
ones
it
who
is. It is.
want it? So wouldn't that be your goal? Like, yo, I'm trying to scare them away. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know. I'm just
I
asking.
mean,
If
I
you want
guess
to keep somebody, you can't have a goal to scare them away every first date. So
But listen, what I'm saying though is like a filter. You understand what I'm saying? It's like a
I would
filter.
say
I
first
get
date
what you. I
definitely,
get exactly
definitely
what you're
first date
saying.
just get to know each other, get comfortable. Now, if you're gonna date this guy for a little bit and you think, oh, he got some good things going for him and all this and this, yeah, you can mention it what your goals are in a conversation. And if he's just in conversation mentioned that, nah, marriage, that's nowhere in the picture for me, no time soon whatsoever. That's when you have a choice right there. Okay, I might just continue to date this guy and have fun for a year or so, or I'm just gonna cut it off right now because he already done told you that's something he's not looking for in the near future. And that's just in conversation, not just come up and asking him. But I'll say you can ease in conversation, like, yeah, I like to see myself married later on down. What about you? No, that ain't for me. Marriage ain't there for me. Would you stick around or would you stay there? I mean, would you leave?
You could be. They could be a placeholder.
They won't be a placeholder. He's not gonna do it.
No, no. I'm just
You're
saying.
messing
Would
yourself.
you stick around? You could still talk to a person. You could go out and you enjoy their company,
But
but you know down the road, you that's not going to happen. So either
listen,
you could date other people at the same time.
but if you still dating this guy, your intent's to get married, and you say you still gonna date this guy, he's a nice guy, he all this and this. Y'all know you'll catch at least that many feelings, that many. Now, people gonna see you with this guy. So when they see you with this guy and you look happy and y'all doing stuff here and there, the guy that you probably should be trying to be with is not gonna step to you. So when you saying a placeholder,
Mm.
that placeholder is keeping you from meeting your guy because you want to have fun with this guy because it's great, it's having a good time. And y'all say the what is good. All right. But the guy that's probably the one that's want to marry you is looking at this. And
So
he's like, oh, she
And then
ain't,
see.
yeah, you having fun. Then you're gonna see, and you say if you talk to this guy, and you say, well, I want to be married and all this and this. Okay. But he just saw you with this guy. You know what I mean? You can't tell me you want to just get married and you dating multiple men. That ain't how that work. Because the man that's ready to get married, they watching you. They watching what you do. They don't want a woman that they see every time they go out in the club, you with a different man. or in a spot. I go in the grocery store, you with another man, especially if y'all live in the same area where I can see you. You know what I'm saying? So if I see you doing that, it's like, oh shit, she got too many dudes on the roster. I got to move on. I can't do that. But y'all don't think about it that way. Y'all try to roll like dudes. Dudes will see a bunch of women on the slide, but they ain't gonna be with them in public. They won't do that. They ain't gonna take everybody out and wine and dine. They'll go at 2 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock at night. They ain't gonna do that. But see, y'all want to be seen with the dude.
No, not
Am I
everyone
wrong
wants to
like-
be
I mean, I'm
seen
just
with
being
you.
honest. Am I wrong like that? I'm just being straight up.
Nah, you're not. You're not.
Y'all
wrong.
want to be seen with y'all dude because that's a nice looking dude. He dressed well, he got a nice car. I want to sit up in this car. Shit, we don't care what they look like. If they ain't out that girl, I'll catch them late at night. We'll catch a flight somewhere nobody gonna see them, or they gonna do some other stuff. They ain't gonna be hand in hand walking around nowhere. They ain't gonna be close up on each other nowhere. You see how that dude got caught in the Jumbotron? So they ain't gonna never do no shit like that. Y'all ain't seen that? Where the CEO got caught cheating? Yeah, they ain't gonna do nothing like sitting there hugged up, swaying, and then the damn thing hit them, boom. And then they try to run. No, don't be in the public like that.
What's done in the dark always comes to the light.
Yeah. He would never got caught. If he'd have been standing there, not hugged up with her, nobody would ever thought anything. That thing would never hit him. But since he's sitting there all cuddled up with her, boom, kiss cam hit him. They up in the top and the back, still found him. Because they back there all swaying and just moving to the little music and stuff. No. See, nobody ain't getting caught like that. So y'all will get caught because y'all will be sitting up with them dudes. Look at all them fights in them concerts. Them dudes and took them girls to the concert and they friends, or they show up at that concert, they fighting at Beyonce concerts and all this other shit.
Really? Mm.
Yeah. Because he up there with some girl and her friends are there. Her cousins are there.
Yeah, that's wild.
Well, I never had that issue, so.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's wild. So let me ask you this: with that's an instant that's a instant. Would that be an instant breakup if? And I don't know. I guess I might. This question might be posed to you, Mr. Nobody. If you ask a woman, right, for her hand in marriage, and she says no, right, is it just automatically over, or is there a reason, right?
You ain't gotta keep talking about it. It's a no. That shit gonna be over. Because the marriage is the end game. And if I think that's gonna be it, and then you say no, why we need to keep dating?
Well, what if she say, I'm not financially.
There's only two answers for that. Yes or no. Not no maybe. Let's talk about it. It's a yes or no. That's it.
It's a yes or no. That's it.
Yes or no. You say no, okay. Might as well go get the toothbrush and shit up out of here. You gotta get your shit and go, man. Like ain't nothing left to do.
Yeah. That's
Not waste of time, man. Especially if you young or old, but if you older and if you want to be married again and somebody's like, no, okay. I can't waste time on that. You know, till you feel like next 10 years you ready to get married. Shit, I've been found somebody and living my life by then.
right.
Like you said, placeholders, I don't believe in that. Ain't no placeholder. You holding up my life.
We too old for that.
Yeah.
Man,
Even
speak
if I was
for
young.
yourself.
If I was
Speak
young,
for
I would
yourself.
a placeholder. I know.
Too old for that.
Yeah, too old to be playing games.
Too old to be
I
playing.
mean, if you was young though. What if you was young? You still gonna play games?
No.
Young people propose left and right.
I think the clock is different for women though. Honestly,
They definitely need to look at it.
the clock is different for women. Marriage should be the end goal. What y'all think about that? Should marriage be the end goal?
If you're dating, yeah. If you're not out here dating, then I guess maybe you don't want marriage. I don't know.
But I mean, just in general, right? Let's say, should that be the end goal? Like just period for people.
I do.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's unnatural to just be single? And I don't know if unnatural.
I just think you just gotta find that person because everybody don't want to be married. I
But if
wouldn't
you're
marry again.
dating,
Yeah,
it
I would
should
tell
be
my
the
wife
end
that if
goal.
we split up, I would never marry again. I'll find somebody who just want to be in a relationship, and we're gonna just party till we just hit the grave. That's
Okay.
it. Yeah, I would. I don't shit. You don't need to keep doing that. You try it once or twice, but after that, no, you just find somebody else in the same boat that already been married, and then they just want to live out their life, having fun with a partner. I'll do that because I ain't gonna be out in these streets chasing back and forth. Nah, I ain't got time for all that. No.
Okay. Okay. Let me see. I'm saying that's coming from a guy who has been married before. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Mike David, appreciate your comments. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. Some people are like it's marriage is supposed to be the end game. Like, as humans, I guess we're supposed to, that's supposed to be the end goal.
I guess it depends on the person.
So it just depends on the individuals.
I
It's
think
not
so because not everyone wants to be married. We've seen that many times where you or Mr. Nobody posted videos, and some people talking about they don't want to get married, or they just want to enjoy who they're with at that time.
I
do you
was
think
the people that get a little older when they say it. But the younger people when they say it, I don't think they really know because, especially on the female side, y'all will say that all the time coming up. But when y'all hit that 35, when y'all hit that 35 age group or somewhere around there, then y'all start looking at it. Then y'all start thinking about it. But your glory days are younger. So it's going to be a little harder. But they don't think about it until they get older. Before that, they don't talk. I don't need to be married. Y'all doing y'all thing. Y'all got the energy to run around. But when things that for some reason, I don't know what it is, y'all hit about 35, 36, 40 definitely, then y'all start looking, try to find that guy. But that guy probably already, been married or then had whatever situation with his kids, and he ain't trying to be married no more. He ready to live his life out. So that's why it's a little harder for y'all to get older to find that dude. He ain't trying to do it no more.
do you think the dynamic changes? First, hold on. I gotta give a shout out to Pugs, man. I got to shout out Pugs. I missed him on the last one, man. I ain't even throw him up there. Pugs, what's good, man? What's going on? Appreciate your support. Do you think
What's up,
that
brother? What's up?
do you think that the dynamic changes with men and women, right? So it seems like I don't know why. It seems like typically guys and women say it's different, but what I've noticed is it seems like guys tend to want to get married earlier, right? When women don't, right? And then later in life when that guy really becomes that dude, because typically it takes men longer to kind of reach their peak, right? When the guy is younger, he's looking to get married and start to build a family, and typically women are not looking for that. And then as they age, the women now are looking for that, like, to settle down. And then the dude is like, yo, look, I done already did it by myself, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I noticed that.
Yeah.
Does anybody else like seem to notice that?
Oh, yeah, especially now when dudes doing a little better at a younger age. Yeah, because when they get about 30 and they got their money together and they got their education, they got their money, they're not looking at somebody to marry to mess that up. They ready to see the world, travel. It's a lot different now. But the women, see, the thing is, a guy can be older and still pull somebody. And I know y'all ladies don't want to hear it that way, but your bodies change a lot different than ours. And y'all get a little later, like I say, then y'all, I don't know what y'all want to do. They went through the BBL, generation, and now you just, it ain't working out. But men will go get in the gym. They know they got to stay a certain way. They have to look a certain way. Especially if you got your money. If you still want to be that type of popular person with the women, you got to put in that work. So when he get a little older, he's going to look better. And he know it. he ain't gonna mess that shit up. He gonna do what he need to do out there. He ain't trying to get married. But if you're gonna marry, you're gonna marry him at that earlier stage, because that's where he's building. But a lot of women don't want to build with these young boys. They want to be done. That's the problem. When he's coming up, they don't look at the potential. You got dudes that's coming out of college, going to, different things, and young women not looking at that. They're looking at fun time. You can sit in line all night. Scammers. They're looking for people quick money. Scammers, drug dealers, all this. You got older women, 30 years old, talking about they want to drug. I just did a video. Well, I'm doing a video on a woman. Look at this one about 39 years old, talking about she need a street dude. Shit like that. But then saying she wanted to get married at the same time. But he need to be a street dude that have an edge on him that has money. That's how they talk. They're 39 years old. And you're on a dating show talking about you ready to get married.
I did a video like that too.
Where you gonna find that at? But that's how a lot of y'all ladies are talking. Young boys, they ain't, even the older guys, they don't want to hear that. But a lot of that conversation is out there, and it's the young boys, if you ain't catching them when they moving up, that's the best time your daughters need to catch them, when they growing into themselves. Because if you with them, then they gonna put a ring on that finger. If you ain't with them when they finish all that stuff, shit, y'all can forget it. They get that first job and they make some money. Y'all can forget it. They about to have a good time.
Look, I got a question for the ladies. Okay, like what Mr. Nobody just said, right? Dealing with a guy based on his potential. Do you ever find it that you deal with a guy based off his potential, right? Or off of the things that he say he's going to do in life, right? Because a lot of people say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and I got all these goals, dreams, and ambitions, and blah, blah, blah. And then years later, he doesn't turn out to be the dude who did all of those things. Like, is that a thing? Because, earlier I asked about the percentage of divorces, right? Where, for the most part, it's, the numbers are looking like women are the ones that are doing the paperwork, right? So do you think a lot of women got with a man based on the potential, but then he turned out that he wasn't that dude who he said that he was going to be?
Yeah. So I think even Lakita said earlier, you're trying to fix them, and you try to fix them, and nothing panned out.
Okay.
Why would y'all get a man? You need to be fixed.
Yo, I said, let me ask you this.
We had faults already, and y'all thought y'all could fix him by what we call changing, but he was who he was. And then y'all got mad because he continued to be the same person, and now y'all want to get rid of him. So the problem wasn't him. The problem is you. He's the same person. Even when you divorce him, he's still the same person. So that means that's who that man was or is. So the problem is with you guys. You thought I can change him to something I like.
So look, let me ask Lakita, because Lakita is the one that said it. So I'm gonna put Lakita on Front Street.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Lakita, is that a thing? Like, when women are like, yo, I can fix him, is it really like I can make him to be who I want him to be?
I mean, you think sometimes because of the things you do for somebody is gonna make them be somebody different, and it doesn't change them.
So would you say, for the most part, the majority of women that get with a man are trying to make him into who she wants him to be, not necessarily just who he is?
No, sometimes, I mean, it's who he is. And sometimes, well, I mean, I think it always starts out who you think he is. And then you start seeing who you think he is.
Okay.
And then sometimes you see some other things and you think that you can fix those things instead of exiting in the beginning.
Okay, so that's on the woman, right?
Right.
Okay. So when you're saying fix a man, right? It's not really you trying to fix a man.
You're trying to change him. trying to change him into
Yeah,
whoever you
fix
like.
meaning change. Yeah,
No, no,
you
no, no. It's two different fixing and
no,
changing are two different things.
that's
Fixing
what
is something
I
wrong.
mean by that
Fixing
though,
something wrong. Changing is I
about
don't like
changing
the way he
somebody.
goes, you know. But fixing is he's got something going on that's wrong with him. You
So
know,
so can we agree fixing and changing are two different things? Can we
def-
agree on that?
definitely.
No, but that's what
No,
I
we can't
meant
agree on
by
that.
changing somebody. Like, for instance, like somebody can meet someone and they say, "Oh, I'm faithful. I believe in just dating one person." And then you start dating them and then you find out they dating like three other people. And then you think, oh, they telling you all these sweet nothings. And you sitting there listening and you think, oh, well, if I keep being a good woman and I keep cooking him dinner and cleaning his clothes and, being at his beck and call, that he's, you know, gonna just pick me and leave them other people alone. But that's not true.
Well, let me ask
Because
you.
if he wanted just you, he wouldn't have had all them other people in the first
Okay,
place.
but that falls on the woman though, right?
Let me
I
get a
didn't. I
let
didn't
me get,
say that it's the main. I mean, it falls on the woman in the retrospect that the woman tolerated it.
Okay.
okay. So would you fix him or would you change him out for someone else?
I mean, I
You
think
try to
that
fix
somebody
him,
should
or
change
would you
out
get
for
rid of him and get somebody else?
absolutely.
So
I mean,
fixing and change are two different things. Because you're gonna
I
fix him,
mean,
you're gonna
I'm just
work on it.
saying in general, people think that they can fix or change somebody.
Correct.
If they're a cheater, oh, I can fix that, or I can change him from doing that. No, you can't. If that's what he is, or that's what she is, that's what they are. They're not going to be any different unless they choose to be different.
But yeah, that goes back to the whole conversation because y'all said it off the bat when he said something about that. Y'all said y'all try to fix him. And that's where it went back to, like, you can't fix him because if he went all the way being that same person till you divorced him, that's who that dude is. So it was never him wrong. You may have chosen wrong, but it wasn't him. It was you for choosing him. You just chose a guy that you probably shouldn't have chosen, but you chose him for some other reason. We don't know. But you did it. You married him, you with him, married him, and then you divorced him. Then you say,
What
well, he
about
wouldn't do this, he wouldn't do that. But did he
what
do
about
this
like
again?
cases when men or women live double lives and you don't know?
We're not talking about cheating.
We're not
There's
talking
more to marriage than cheating.
moving the goalposts. We're not talking
Yeah, we're
about
not
that.
talking
Let's
about
stick
cheating.
to
I
what
mean,
we're
it
let's stick
could
to
be
what we're talking
outside
about.
of cheating. It could be that they're drug, on drugs, and you
Let's not
don't
make it that, let's not make it that bad. Let's do it that way. Let's not go to the
But I'm
ultimate.
just saying,
The
sometimes
ultimate
you
of
don't.
marriage destruction is infidelity, drugs, and abuse. Let's take that out because that ain't what everybody's divorcing on. They divorce emotional, they're not getting along anymore. That's what a lot of people is just divorcing on. We don't get along, we got tired of each other, we outgrew each other, all this other stuff. Because they know you get the easy divorce with that. All right. So, but if you say he was doing the same stuff, he ain't gonna change and all this and that, it goes back to that same thing. If you divorce that man the same way, let's say if he was a cheater, most likely he cheated on you before you got with him.
That's exactly what I said in the beginning. They were
So
that
that's who he
person.
was from the start. But then you marry him hoping that's gonna change him and fix it. But it doesn't because that's who he is. So again, it goes back to you. You chose him, even though you knew he was like this, and you thought he was gonna change or you could fix it once you got married. You see what I'm saying? So it goes back to the person who chose this man. You
Yeah.
said I do to this man when he proposed.
Yeah, so even ladies or men, whoever out there listening, if somebody if that's who they are, a title that does not change its stripes, no matter what they say out their mouth, they are who they are.
I mean, if you got somebody that do something like this, if you're not comfortable with it, then why would you do it? It ain't anything that they'll change. It's just why you want to put yourself through it.
But I'm just saying, like sometimes people say, "Oh, it was a mistake. That's not me." And then, "Oh, I really want to marry." And then people listen to that when they're just saying whatever to get what they want. Don't listen.
That ain't gonna work. You gotta have a little more enthusiasm behind that.
But Nikita, listen, you switching up from what you originally said,
That's
which
right.
was, you
I'm
know
just
what I'm
trying to
saying?
be
Like
nice with her. She tried to switch
they
around,
try to
but
fix a man. Like
yeah,
you, and then
go
I,
back
I
to it.
came back with, and I asked, like, so you make it seem like men, you know what I'm saying, are broken,
Because y'all
right?
both had said that before, right when I came on, y'all was saying something about fixing them. And that's why I was
Yeah.
then y'all said it again. So that's something within the female population that some of y'all think that's a thing that y'all can fix a man, or just an old generational trend that goes through that say it. But y'all think this all the time. And I always say, why get a man that need to be fixed? And they're like, what? Why get a man? Well, I always say, well, he got some good penis and all this and blah, blah, blah. That's why. He only thing he has. Y'all never think about that? A man ain't got shit. He always got that. And y'all will take that over everything else. And they gonna tell you, well, all I did was get you the ding-a-ling, and that's all I had to do. So you can't get mad now that you're getting divorced because he didn't do nothing else. He gave you exactly what you want to marry him for. I'm just being honest. Because y'all talk about it, well, it was good. Y'all always say it, well, it was good. Yeah, and that's what he was good at doing. He wasn't good at going to work. He wasn't good at cutting grass. He wasn't good at paying the bills. He was good putting you to sleep. And you took that. I'm just being honest. He's just a
Man.
ninja out there.
Maybe that's what a cougar wants. I don't know.
Cougar ain't getting that. Cougar got menopause and shit. Nobody want that. All that shit, all the problems that ain't nobody. Hey, that ain't the same. Nobody, they don't do something. I like, man, shit, I want that. Nah, them little young boys do. They just want an old woman. They don't want. They just want an older woman. It don't matter what they don't care. But nah, it don't work the same. I'm sorry, ladies, it don't work the same.
Wow. All right, so let me see. You can't mention marriage too early, right? You gotta wait a certain amount of time. Once you get emotionally attached to that person, now you gotta try to detach because now you found out that, you know what I'm saying, they're not going in the same direction. You know what I'm saying, for the most part, that you want to go. I don't know. It just seems like, you know what I'm saying, from the gate, that should, you know what I'm saying,
I
kind
would
of
say
be.
on the first date. I would definitely think if you think you see something in this dude that you like, I would definitely bring it up, but not the first date because you're still trying to figure them out. But by that third or fourth date, you need
But
to
what are
figure
you
out
trying to?
what's
But
going on.
if you know that that's your intentions, what is there to figure out? If you know that that's your
Look,
angle, that's like me going, like, I know that this job is hiring. I'm gonna go there without a resume, without an application, just to walk around and watch other people's interviews, right? And I'm just asking, like, if I know what my goal is.
scenario, that's different because if you take that job and quit, they ain't coming for you. But if you take that woman and you quit, then she can take half your shit. So
I
with
get that, but what? Okay, but I'm saying flip it from the woman's standpoint, or even from the man's standpoint, either standpoint. You know what I'm saying? I just say from a you know more of a woman's standpoint, like, because you have a lot of women who will date or deal with a guy just for opportunistic reasons, right? You know, he's taking me out to dinner, he's paying my rent, or he's doing this, or he's doing that, and they'll, you know, potentially be able to string a guy who, you know what I'm saying, he might just be tricking. You know what I'm saying? Or he already know what it is. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's a guy that doesn't recognize, like, yo, I'm just getting, you know what I'm saying? I'm just getting used or whatever. Right. But, you know, if you know that that's ultimately at the end of the day, that that's what you want, like, why not just, you know what I'm saying, kind of put it out there from the gate, you know? And again, I'm just asking, there ain't no right or
I
wrong.
just say the first date. When I hear a lot of the dating experts, supposedly, they always say don't mention it the first date. Because some guys, even if they got there, I think even if they have that long term, when they bring it up the first date, they looking at, okay, maybe she's gonna put that stress on me off the bat. I don't want to deal with that right now. And he'll walk away from it. I just say by that third date, then you mention it. So that way, you after about 2 dates, you realize then if I don't even want to pursue seeing this dude, you know. But if you're a good dude, he seemed like he might be on that path. Okay, let's see a little further what he gonna do. So you ease that in conversation. So what do you feel about marriage down the line or whatever? Then he's like, oh, nah, I ain't never get married, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. All right. So when he called next time, you ain't got to pick up. You already know he don't want to get married, so don't pursue it no more. But a lot of them will still pursue it because he has a lot of qualities you like. Well, I hang out here because he is a good dude. I'll hang out until I figure out meet somebody else. But again, people see you hanging out with this dude, they might keep that somebody else from coming through. You know,
Right.
had ties with it, and a lot of
I
them
don't know if I ask him
go
down the line though, because that seemed like I'm making it personal to him.
say what
What
now?
do you think about marriage down the line? It's like I'm asking you, do you think we're gonna get married down the line?
No, how you feel about marriage. You just got to ask that. Not marry me, but how you feel about marriage. But some guys will tell you, like, yeah, down the line, once I get this or that, definitely marriage is on the table. That's all you got to hear. You ain't got to hear like, yeah, I want to get married in the next 3 to 5 years. You know, you got women that are asking dudes how you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years, like it's a job interview. You know, like no.
Let me ask you this, ladies, right? If you're dating a guy, you're dealing with a guy for a certain amount of time, and you like this guy, and you could see yourself married with him, would you be the one to bring it up? Would you be the one to be like, hey, where's this going? Or, what's the typical, what are we doing here?
Yeah, absolutely. If there's no conversation around that I would want to know, like, where is this going? What are we doing?
Did you
Okay.
ask what year would you do it, or what time frame?
No, I didn't even ask a time frame. What's a good time frame?
I always be curious about what's y'all time frame to bring it up if he hadn't said anything. How much time would y'all give a dude to even mention anything about being not only married, but just being with you one-on-one? Because if you don't say it, they ain't gonna do it.
Oh, you talking about like if you're just messing with somebody?
Yeah, I mean, you want him to just be with you, just with you. You know what was it called? What just you dating just you? Because if you don't tell him, I'll bring it up, and
I
y'all
mean,
have
you
a
know in the
conversation about it.
beginning whether you're a booty call or not. You know.
No,
You
some
saying a
people don't.
woman knows?
No, they don't. No, they
No.
don't.
You know.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
You know, if he just want to come to your house late at night and he don't ever want to take you nowhere, you know what your purpose is.
And
You
she
know.
still will show out on you in public because she didn't know.
Well, that's her problem because she didn't set the right
That's
expectations.
what you say. That's her problem.
It is.
Women gonna cut your head off saying stuff like that.
I
That
don't
ain't
care.
her problem. But what he's saying
I
is,
mean, but if you
scenario like
don't
I was
set the
talking
right
about.
expectations, people are gonna do what you allow them to do. If you didn't want to just be a booty call, you should have never allowed that to happen.
Look,
And
let's call booty calls. That's not what I was talking about. The booty calls are late night. I'm saying the same dude I gave that scenario. The
Mhm.
good looking dude got this nice thing, got the nice job. You done met him. He got a lot of qualities you like. Y'all dating. You enjoying each other. But you've never had the conversation of being just secluded one-on-one. When will y'all have that conversation? Because if you don't have that conversation, he will continue to date other women.
Which is
But I'm just saying, I don't know. Like
If
I
you don't
I
tell,
knew
if we don't never have a conversation
right.
about just being just us dating, secluded, just dating, why wouldn't I date? I would assume you still dating other people because you never told me you wasn't.
Like
You
that's a
didn't say you wanted to
conversation.
be just with me. You never told me. And this
That's
is
a
what everybody assumes, so you would be assuming. And then he'll say, no, we never said we was like that.
that's true. They
We
do.
never had
that's
the
a
conversation.
decision that
They
you
do.
You have to have a conversation.
together on. So I mean, it's not a shock or a surprise. Like
It is for a lot of them because they never had the conversation and they assume that just because we hooking up and having lunch and laying down here and there, that you
Everything
should be
is
seeing
I
over.
mean, you can't assume that you're in a relationship with somebody because you're just
people.
laying around
Well,
with them.
people do.
People do.
People do.
People do. People do.
People do every day, and that's why we're talking about it because it's a thing. People don't want to have a conversation because they don't want to know if that person they enjoy what's going on. I don't want to mess this up, but at the same time, they see him that dude with another woman, and their feelings won't let them. They can't hold it back. They got to go say something, And now he looking at you like, well, you never told us we're just gonna be just you and I. So I assume we were dating other people.
So why is he playing house?
Why is he playing house? Why are you
Because
playing?
a person's going to do what you allow them to do.
He
Why?
just doing what he do. You never said you want to date him one-on-one. He never told you he wanted to date you one-on-one.
But
Lakita,
it's
why
a, I'm
you ain't
quite
on the
sure
name?
it's a difference in the way that you would behave, you yourself, with a woman that you just want to get some from, or not really want to be with like that, and then see yourself with. You wouldn't. I don't think you yourself, Mr. Nobody, would
Mm.
put the energy in, and even allow her thoughts to be there. Now some people are delusional, so we're not talking about them, but you're going to treat a woman differently, somebody you are trying to grow something with and really get to know and be with, as opposed to somebody you just having a good time with.
Look, before I got married, like I said, I'm old. I went through this shit. I went through it. So I know for a fact, if you don't sit there and set the premises, they will assume you are one-on-one with them. That's how I know. People will assume you take them out a couple of days, you having a good time, y'all laughing, y'all go do this, do that. Then they see you with somebody else. Here they come. Yeah,
Are you taking them to your family house?
Huh?
Are you taking
Why
them
would
to
I
your
take some
family?
randoms to my family house? Y'all do weird stuff. Y'all just take a stranger to your house, to your family, introduce to your family.
Well, there's
I tell
something wrong with them
them, don't bring no randoms around here. When you get serious, then you bring somebody. Don't even bring them to the house.
then.
Kitty, you need to get out.
So
You need
look,
to get out.
No, I'm just saying,
You
like,
got a
why
son
why they
growing up,
think
and you
why
have a
did they
daughter
think
getting out of
that?
college. You got a
I
daughter
mean,
getting
why
out of
did they
college.
think that?
I'm just telling you, because you're gonna have to
I
talk to
mean,
your son.
you going to work from their house and coming home from work to their house.
I don't
Like,
know. You got a lot of crazy domestic scenarios in your head, and I
well,
can't follow
I'm
them.
just wondering why they thought that. I'm just wondering what.
I'm just telling you, people assume what they assume.
so you don't, Lakita, you don't think that people tend to just think that based on, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like you say, he's getting up, he's spending the night, he's getting up, he's going to work after work. You know what I'm saying? He's coming back here and we're doing this. You don't think that
I
women
think
just
somebody
get
can
that
assume that
assumption
in
that
that case, if he's going to work from your house, he got his own house, but he always coming to your house. He going to work from your house. He coming back to your house from work. Y'all eating dinner together, and all of that.
But
And
she never asked the question. She never asked the question. He got time. You tell him I'm cooking dinner. He got off work like shit. She can cook. I'm going over there to eat. You gonna sit down and eat? You gonna stay? Yeah, I can stay a little bit. I can stay tonight. Yeah. You get up, because guess what? He don't have to be nowhere but work. So yeah, I'm gonna spend the night here and I'm gone. Now she's sitting up there puppy loved and all this stuff, but he's not in puppy love. You see what I'm saying? That's why
so
they always say women catch feelings always first.
so Lakita, earlier when I asked you, you said that after a certain amount of time, if the conversation hadn't been had, that you would bring up the conversation, right?
There it is. So how much time?
That's what you did say that, right?
absolutely. I mean,
So you
just
would
like
be
in the
bringing up.
beginning when you're discussing with somebody, when you're going on a date or whatever, you're talking about, about future plans, like what do they want? Basically, you find out a little bit about what they do, and do they have kids and whatever, you're getting to know them. So likewise, you want to know their plans, like are they looking to be with one person, or I mean, I don't think you should wait to know that.
Okay.
But you don't know when you want to bring it up. Because you
I
can't say,
said in the beginning.
I'm just saying,
In the
how's the
beginning.
beginning? What's beginning? Like week, first day, week, first month.
I say first
Well,
month.
You say what, Nobi?
I say the first month
I
because you
say in
because that
the
you
beginning. In the
I think you
beginning.
start liking the guy. I think you really start feeling something for the guy. You need to have that conversation.
Yeah, I think that's when it kind of comes
Yeah.
in, when the emotion, you know what I'm saying, starts to come in. Just in my opinion, because you can't necessarily put a length of time on it because let's just say y'all are not, you know what I'm saying, easily accessible. And so,
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly.
you know, it takes time for y'all to get together and, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
hang
we
out
only 2 times
and
this month,
stuff and all that, you know. And so, you know, to put a definite time on it will probably be difficult. But I do think once those feelings start, you know what I'm saying, coming in, then it's definitely, you know, more than likely time to have a conversation about it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, I can't believe y'all ain't think about that. It's wild. That is.
I
No,
do.
you
I
never
mean,
thought about that? You never
huh?
you ain't
I
never
no, I say it.
no, I mean, like, I just don't understand how some people don't just assume that they together just because they are getting together, hooking up here and there and going out to eat and stuff. They just assume they're in a relationship.
Do you think
Never
there's
had a conversation.
do you
Oh,
think that
I've had conversations. I don't because I need to know
Yeah, you would need to know because he gonna date other people if you don't.
because I'm going to date other people. So that's the reason I'm saying I
So,
need to
are
know.
you
I
saying,
need
Mr.
to be fair.
Nobody,
But you
Mr.
can date other
Nobody?
people and still come and have date each other. That's what I'm saying. Can y'all do that?
Well, that's the reason why I need to know because I need to know how what I'm doing. I need to know what's going on with this
Right.
situationship.
So, Mr. Nobody,
I'll be giving them shits names, boy.
you
Situationships.
give everything a name?
Y'all get
You give everything a
That's
name.
why we don't know what the hell y'all be talking about situationship like that. To me, I'd be like, y'all be just be got a bunch of penis hanging on the walls. I'm gonna get this one today, this one tomorrow.
No, not doing it that way. I'm too
Man,
old for that.
Hold up. So
man,
Lakita, you got a hold on. Lakita, you got a question for Mr. Nobody?
yeah, I have a question for Mr. Nobody.
oh,
So, you're telling me that, in your scenario, that you can, continue or whatever, go over to this woman's house, eat dinner or whatever, and then, have your secret life with all these other people, and you as a man wouldn't set your expectation with, to avoid any confusion or anything, you would just continue to do you unless she asks?
no. You saying
No, I'm saying, would you be forthcoming, saying,
no, it's something else you
"Hey, we're not
I'm
exclusive.
more comment on that.
I'm dating other people."
I'm not going to first of all, if we're not in that type of like we sat and had that conversation that we're gonna date was it exclusively. All right.
Mhm.
If we didn't have that conversation, then I am gonna see other people.
But I'm saying, would you be forthcoming with the
Yes, I'm
information?
telling you, yes, I'm gonna tell them.
S-
Okay.
Yes,
Okay, hold on.
because this the thing. You meeting these people and people assuming it's like, look, you just met me. Why should I stop dating people just because I met you? Why? Why should you stop doing what you're not stopping what you're doing? You still got your baby daddies coming over. You still got your ex calling you. You still got all these other people hitting you up. So why would I expect that to stop just because you met me? That's what I'm saying. So I'm gonna continue to date or whatever until we become
You should
exclusive.
think more of yourself. I'm joking.
No. But see, the thing is, y'all think that a man's supposed to be blah 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 because you getting your feelings. No,
Mm,
no, because
mm,
you in your feelings don't mean I'm in mine. I told you I don't want to be in a serious relationship right now. But if you want to date and do whatever, when we go out, I'll treat you like mine. When
Yeah.
we go
I
out,
don't think anything is wrong with that because you're setting the expectation. So,
that's what I'm
there's
saying.
nothing
I
wrong
have
with
the
it.
conversations about it. But the thing is, women get in their feelings and want to change all that. You'd be surprised how many women told me they don't want to have they don't want to be in a relationship. A good 2 months after the relationship, now they want to be in one. But I hadn't changed. No, I'm still in the same thing. I don't want to be in a relationship right now. So now they're mad. Why are you mad? Because the first 2 months you said you didn't want to be in one. You can't just because you switched don't mean I want to switch. Just stop seeing me. And we good. Don't come making noise and making a problem.
Lakita, I have a question. Right? You said that after X amount of time, right? When the example that you use with Miss Nobody, after X amount of time, would he be forthcoming, right? If you've already accepted what you've accepted, what is there for him to be forthcoming about? You should have established that before you got any of that started.
But
Once
what
you
I'm
got, let me finish. Once you got that started, once you accepted the man coming over and spending the night, once you accepted, you know what I'm saying, y'all laying up together and doing all of that, what is there for him to be forthcoming about? You should have already had
Well,
that conversation before you accepted that behavior.
well, I think responsible adults, whether male or female, if you're being intimate with multiple people, it is the business of the other person.
So shouldn't you have established that if you're a responsible adult?
'Cause you
Shouldn't that have been established prior to the behavior? Because now
What
what
I'm
you're doing,
saying
hold on,
is, in the beginning, even if the woman does not ask, will you as a man be
then
forthcoming with the information?
I mean, listen, if it wasn't that important for you to ask, right? Why is it that important
Don't
for
ask,
me
don't
to
tell.
tell? Listen, if it wasn't that important for you to ask, why is it now that important for me to tell? It's
Why
because
is
now you're
it?
getting in your
Why
feelings.
is
Hold on.
why is
Answer
it the
my question.
woman's
You can't answer a question with
responsibility
a
to get the
you
man to be
can't
honest?
answer you
can't
can't
answer
answer a question with a question. I asked you a question. You can't answer a question with a question. So we're gonna stop it right here at my question, and I'm waiting for an answer, and then I'll let you ask your question. Yeah. Where my hold on.
Yeah, I gotta get
Hold
that.
on, man.
Oh, the crickets. There we go. Thank you.
It was important when you're having a conversation in the beginning and you're being honest about whatever your intentions are. I think all intentions of both parts should be laid on the table.
Okay, so why didn't you ask prior to the behavior? Why are you putting it on the man? Because you said responsible. The key word that you threw in there was
Well,
responsible.
I'm even saying even before the behavior, like to know, like to be completely honest, like
Okay, so
it is what it is.
does it matter to you as a woman? Does it matter if a man has multiple partners?
Yes, it matters.
So it would be up to you as a responsible adult to find out what the behavior is prior to you throwing yourself in that rotation, correct?
Absolutely.
So then why would you say
That's why I'm saying in the beginning.
hold on. So then why would you say would the man be forthcoming as if the man has to tell you A, B, C, and X, Y, Z when you didn't require that in the
But
beginning?
what I'm saying is
No,
his
that was a
intention.
question again. That was
No,
another
no,
question.
but you're misreading what I'm saying. What
No,
I'm saying is if he doesn't want to be in a relationship and he just wants to continue to date all these people and have his freedom, would he be forthcoming with that information? Or if
But
she don't ask, oh well,
listen,
I'm just not gonna tell her.
again, does it matter to you? If you're that woman, does it matter to you?
So I see you putting your moral.
Hold on, Mr. Nobody. I gotta get an answer out of her. Hold on.
You don't get no answer.
As the
It's like
woman,
you're trying to. I
I'm
don't
trying to
like
get
what
you
you're
the
doing
answer.
here, Lucky. It's
No, no,
like
no,
you're
no.
trying to make it's the woman's job.
Absolutely.
It's not the woman's job.
Listen.
One of
Whose is
your
it?
jobs to
Okay.
do.
Hold on. Okay. Let me ask you this. What do you provide a man access to? What does a woman have
Remote.
total control over when it comes to a man? What do you have total control over?
Access to me, period.
Your body, right?
Your middle parts.
You control access, right?
Right.
Yes or
Access to
no?
me, period.
Yes. So is that a yes or no? That a yes or no?
Absolutely.
So then, if you are the one that provides the man access, then would it not be your responsibility to get whatever behavior or whatever questions, things that you need prior to giving the man access? That's on you.
But at the same token,
You don't think that's
if a woman is confused later, just like Mr. Nobody
later?
said,
Listen
and
to
the
what you
man did
said.
not set the expectation in the beginning, then it's his problem.
But that's on you. If you are the one that provides the man the access, then you stop that behavior right then and there. You have to say, yo, listen, this is what I require if you want access to me.
Right. Because you kept
That's not on the man, that's on you. That's what I'm like.
I
I
didn't
use
say
the
that a
woman.
woman
That's
shouldn't
on the
set the
woman.
expectations, but
You
I said
said
just a man should set his expectations as well.
he already getting his expectation. He expecting access to you, and you're giving him the access.
But just think
That's
about
what
it.
he wanted.
About it. Think about it now. Don't
That's
now,
what he wanted. You gave him what he wanted.
stop listening to react. Just pay attention. If
Yeah,
you
Okay,
that's
help
what,
me here.
you kept saying a little thing when you were saying it to me, like, oh, you'll go over to her house, but you'll go over to her house and lay up with her and do this and this. Guess what I cannot do? I cannot just walk in her house and do that. She has to allow me in
Of
that house.
course you can't, but
Wait,
y'all
let me
both are
finish, let me
taking
finish, let
out
me
of the
finish.
contents of what I'm
Hold on.
saying.
But see, again, you listen to react. You didn't hear me all the way through. She has to invite me in, and she has to also allow me to lay between her. You understand? So before any woman, if I had daughters, I would tell them before you do anything with anybody, you make sure A, B, and C. That's what Lucky was saying. He don't have access to your body until you give it to him.
I heard
So
perfectly
no matter
well what
how
he
many
was
women
saying.
he's seeing, if you don't like him seeing other women, that's when you say, are you dating other people? Are you laying down with other people? And he says yes, then you don't have to do that. But if you don't say nothing, why should he say something? That's your moral. That ain't his. He might go lay down with 2 or 3 women a day. That's fine with him. His morals don't have a problem with that.
But if she's setting her expectations and he don't say that he's in line with those
You
expectations,
hadn't said them because you ain't said nothing.
that's on you. That's on you as the
I'm
woman.
not
Your
that,
body,
that
your choice.
Hey,
Your body,
Walker,
your
your
choice.
expectations
if
tonight
you
on
say if you as a person say you meet somebody or whatever and you say, I'm looking for somebody I can be exclusive with. I'm looking for somebody, the hopefully I'm looking to be married one day. XYZ, you know, grow old with or whatever. I
yeah, you
mean, so
ain't
you
said
have
that
to
the first
tell the
couple
man
the first 2 months.
specifically I only want you to get in between my legs and not nobody else's? Or
If
are you
that's what you
getting
want,
no? It's like you set the expectation. And I mean, if
How
that's
are
not
you
what he
what's
wants,
your
then
expectation?
he needs to say up
how
front
What's
that's
your
not what he wants.
expectation? But see, that goes back to you. You saying I can set my expectation. My expectation is to get with you. Your expectation should be you're not getting with me unless this.
But
how does the
if
man
somebody tells
How do I put that premises on you? I can't do nothing to you till
But
you
what
got me.
if somebody tells you what they want, and
You
if
ain't
that's not
told
what
me.
you want,
You ain't
it's your
told me.
you
job to
haven't
say that's
told
not
him?
what
You
you
never
want.
told
But you
me. That's
haven't
the whole
told
point of
him.
the conversation. You have
You
not
haven't told
told me.
him.
Like I said,
That's
you
on
listen to
you.
react. You ain't listening. Listen to understand the whole conversation. The whole conversation is a man controls relationships, a woman controls the sex. There's no man unless he take it, and we know that's illegal. So he cannot do nothing with you until you allow. And if you allow before having these conversations, you can't get mad later on. You can't. I mean, you can, but you're wasting your time.
Be mad at yourself.
Right. Why go stand in the mirror and scream at yourself? Because that's all you're doing. Because he gonna look at it like, okay, I'm gonna move on. But if you don't have the conversations as grown people, that's why people, like I said earlier, when we start this conversation, people do this and always assuming just because they open their legs to them, we never a deep relationship, we all exclusive. No, majority of people, when they meet someone, it takes months before everybody get those old people out of your life. When you want to be exclusive, whatever, because you keep people around. You got exes, like I said, you got baby dads, you got exes, you got baby moms, you got strange, you still got phone numbers and all this. You have
Got
access to
backup
all these
plans.
people. Huh?
She said backup plan.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
got
whatever
backup
y'all
plan.
got, you still have all this stuff because you had it before you met him. So that's why it's gonna take some months. You say, okay, I want to be with this person. Then you start cutting these things off. But you got to have these conversations before you start cutting these things off, because you start cutting things off and dude is like, wait, I ain't cutting nothing off because we ain't have that conversation. And then he tell you, no, I don't want to be like that. So you don't waste it 6 to 8 months being in puppy love and laying up with this dude, and you never had the conversation.
And then you're gonna blame the guy. Oh,
Right.
he switched up. You know
He
what I'm saying?
absolutely
That's
did.
how it always. Oh, he
Yeah.
switched up. Ain't
He
nobody
was
switch up.
he was dead what he is. That's all I'm saying.
Nobi, what you think? You quiet up there.
I like when they tell you in the beginning.
The beginning, right?
Yeah, if he tell you in the beginning, and you have a choice to stick around or move on. But if you bring it up early, it's like, no, I don't want to date nobody. I want to be exclusive with whoever I'm with. You're like, okay, I respect that. Probably won't get a call back. But if he want to be exclusive and figure you out, he might stop around and might chill with you, because he might be already at that point where he want to be exclusive with someone. So you
Right.
never know, especially an older guy. You never know. He done been out there. He tired dating. He looking for somebody who ready to settle down. But
Right.
if you wait 8-10 months and you still allow him to be out here in these streets and all this, nah. 'Cause
Yeah,
he might not like it no more.
that definitely that falls on the individual, right? So a man could have certain expectations, right, of the woman that he wants to settle down with, or the woman that he wants to date, or just the woman that whatever it is. If that man has that expectation, right, the woman doesn't know that until the man lets it be known. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I accept. This is what I don't accept. Blah blah blah. This, that, and the third. You can't just expect someone to just automatically know what it is that you want. You know what I'm saying? And then if you're not clear up front about what it is that you want, what your boundaries are, your standards, and all of that stuff, how's somebody supposed to know? You can't get mad at them. Well, like Mr. Nobody said, you can't. You get mad at yourself,
Be in the mirror, mad as a motherfucker.
right? But nobody's doing anything wrong if they haven't met an expectation that you haven't set. Or that you might have the expectation, but if you don't let that person know that that's your expectation, then I mean, how are they supposed to know?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
No,
Getting ignored. We
I
getting
like to
ignored.
say it, so I just come out and say
Yeah,
it.
straight
But
up.
I
Yeah,
always run my mouth, so
and you
sometimes
know,
my
I
mouth
think
get me in trouble.
no. But again, it's good because you filter out. You know what I'm saying?
At a
From
certain
the
age,
gate.
no, you gotta figure it out. Like, I don't have time to be messing around. So what we gonna do? You gonna see other people? You say, yeah, okay, but don't get mad when you see me with somebody. But you want to call, you can call me, hang out. That's what I'm saying. But see, some people won't want. Well, I don't want to hang out with you no more. Then why? He told you. If you don't want to be exclusive, he don't want to be exclusive, then y'all should just hang out, have fun.
Right.
Like I said earlier, I said if I ever got divorced or my wife passed away, whatever, I'm not remarrying, but I will be with somebody who want to just be with somebody exclusively and hang out and party or whatever we want to do, go trips and whatever we want to do. If you want to do that, I'll do that.
Yeah. I believe that if you have those tough conversations, you know what I'm saying? Like pretty much up front, you know what I'm saying? Or when you get into the point where whatever your expectation is, your situation that you're in is at that point, right? So, for example, if you want to be intimate with a dude and you require, the dude to protect himself, right? You don't wait until the act is over and then be like, oh, well, I expected you. I thought you was going, you know what I'm saying? Like, so whatever it is that you require in order for someone to get whatever access that you're going to give them, you have to let that be known straight up front. It just kind of has to be known. A lot of women look at dudes who are like straight up, listen, I'm taking you out. I'm taking you here. We're going to do this, this, and this. Afterwards, we're going to come back to my place and blah, blah, blah. Right? But then women are feeling, oh, you think listen, I'm letting you know the expectations. So if you don't like what my expectation is, cool. I'm going to go ahead and get with, you know what I'm saying, such and such, because I know that she's cool with me taking her here, there, whatever, and then we're going to do that. You know what I'm saying?
But Lucky, I think a lot of women don't want to talk about it because they don't want that letdown. Long as you don't tell me, I don't have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Man, they love the lies. They love the lies, man.
They don't want to. As long as you don't tell me, I'm good. Don't tell me. Now that you told me, now I know. Yeah. But long as it's a secret, they don't care. They don't care. But long as you tell them, now they got to deal with, like you said earlier, you put it on the spot now. You don't want to go back to the place. You don't want to do this. You want to do that. Okay, cool. You know you're not going to get that date now. because he's gonna call somebody who say yes to going back after dinner and doing all these things. So they don't want to be the one that don't get called out and taken out and all this. They want to go. They want to be around. They want to be with the dude.
And
But
believe you me, there's a lot of women that will take that,
yeah,
which is sad.
Wait, what's that? That they would take what? What you mean?
No, so there's a lot of women who will go along with that because they don't care. And the women who will not go along with that, they get upset because how is why do you have to do okay?
Okay, I
Let me
got.
explain this.
I think I know
You
what you're
want to
saying.
take me out? We're gonna go eat. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna come back and go to his place or whatever, wherever. Take it to a hotel, whatever. There's some women who get really upset about that because the guy will say, "Well, you don't have to do it. I got such and such else, other women that will do it," and women get upset. And then sometimes I think that they'll just do it because he's saying, "Well, if you won't do it, someone else will." And I don't think that's always right, but you make that choice. You have to. That's your bet. You have to line it.
it's
You can
called
go or you don't go.
it's called options. A lot of men, when they get in themselves, they grow into themselves. They have options, and those options are multiple women.
But
And
you have to be, as a woman, you have to be confident, or I don't know what's the word I should be using, that you feel comfortable enough that you can say no and move on. Like that's not the last person on earth.
like I say, and that's true. And a lot of women, they say they want dudes that have that certain look, have that money and all this. They don't want to deal with the dudes. The reality that dude gonna have options, and he's gonna exercise those options, regardless if you want to or not. If he say I'm not doing nothing exclusive, you got to take him for that. You can't say he gonna change or fix or whatever.
Well,
Because
that's where I think that change comes in at where women think, well, I'm gonna change him because I'll be able to get him just to only want to be with me,
right,
which doesn't always work out in their favor because you're gonna do what you're gonna do.
he was always doing what he was doing. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. You want to make him be what you want. You know how women say they don't like older men? Talking about, well, I ain't gonna say y'all, but some women say dudes like older women because they can groom them and do all this other stuff. Y'all do that at a younger age. That fixing and changing, that's grooming him to be what you want. That's the only thing that is. When y'all trying to change and fix a man, you're grooming him to be what you want. Stay at home. Don't argue back. Do what I ask you to do. Go do this. Go do that. What is that doing? But y'all say an older man get a younger woman, that's what he doing. Y'all start out doing that. Am I wrong? Or
I
am
think
I
to a
right?
degree.
To a degree. Well, that degree is what I'll take. So now, am I right? I'm just being honest. That is the truth, though. That's what y'all will do. Y'all try to change that man to be what y'all want. Then y'all, if he don't meet y'all expectations, y'all don't want him no more. Y'all need to get him up out of there. He this or he that. No, he was just what he was from the jump. He just wasn't changeable. That's all.
Well, they're
So,
saying you can't raise a
I
man,
know.
so it is what it is.
But think about it. When you break up with him or divorce him, he'll be in a relationship within the next 8 months. He'll be in a relationship. And you know why? Because it was nothing wrong with him. He just wasn't your dude. He's fine with somebody else. And she saw it.
Or somebody else is fine with him.
Exactly.
Right.
That's why women talk, I was with him for 10 years and he meet her and get married because you wasn't his girl.
He tried for 10 years. He tried for 10 years.
Y'all tried to fix him. No. And change him. No. This woman, he's good where he's the type of man he is. She wanted that. You just had the wrong dude.
Sometimes they're different with the new person.
No, they're
But
not.
you know what? That's the listen.
No,
Listen.
no,
Hold on. I'm gonna agree with her.
treat them.
Wait. Yeah. I'm gonna agree with you on that. Yes, absolutely.
Right.
I agree with what I agree with Nikita.
I'm
Come
giving her a
on,
hard
DeMarco.
just trying to
Something
make
going on.
dog her out. You just trying to make her heck you dogged her out by 25 minutes.
He said for 25 minutes.
Oh, 25
Felt
minutes.
like 25 minutes.
Nah, but again, you gotta look at, you know what I'm saying, the woman that you are. You understand what I'm saying? It's not so much that he's changed. It's that okay, now he can be comfortable with
Right.
who he is. He doesn't have to worry about nobody not accepting him for who he is, trying to change him, fix him, mold him, twist him, and do all of this kind of
Nagging.
stuff. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, you know what? I've been putting up with this for so long over here, and I did everything I can do. Now I'm over here, and it's like,
Right.
like, yo, you gotta be kidding me. I didn't even know this existed. You
I tell you
understand what
one
I'm
thing
saying?
that y'all do.
And then boom.
I tell y'all one thing that y'all do, and a man will do it for a little while, and then he gonna stop. As soon as y'all get with somebody, y'all drag him to church. Y'all take him to your church and try to make him a church boy with y'all. And he'll go a couple times, and then he gonna stop because that ain't who he is. Now he might go to his own church or whatever, but whatever it is, but I see it all the time. They get with a dude that he'll random go to church. He's not really like a church dude, go every week or what that type of stuff. But the first thing y'all do, y'all dress him up, take him to church, take him to church, take him to church, take him to church. And then next thing you know, he's not coming to church no more. What's going on? Well, he just don't feel like going no more.
That was never his thing.
Exactly. You was trying to change him to what you wanted. You want you a God-fearing man.
He could have said no. He didn't want to go.
That's why he stopped going.
I
He
mean,
told
if
her
he
no.
didn't want to go, he could have said that in the
Tried
beginning.
to please her. We do that. We try to go with the program for a little bit, see how it's gonna go. But
I
he was
think
not
it's nothing
saying,
wrong with like compromising in a sense sometimes. Like maybe
but it
there's a
don't always
movie
work
she
though.
likes that he don't like. Maybe he'll go to see the movie with her. Same with church.
But he
He's
might go to a
going.
different church. He may not like her church. But
Yeah,
whatever it is, he
exactly.
stopped going. So the thing is, it was never his thing. It was your thing. Like you hear all these women now say they need a God-fearing man, God-fearing man. They don't even know what that is. Because if you need a God-fearing man, then you'll go to the church and look for that man. You don't go on a dating site.
Mm,
That's the only place you're going to find him.
you
God-fearing
may
man.
find something else in the church too.
Well, a God-fearing man is supposed to be in the church. That's all I can tell you. What comes in there is what's in there. But if you're looking for a God-fearing man, that man will be in there and believe in that Bible. That's
Yeah,
what
just like if a man was looking for a God fearing woman, he wouldn't find her in the club.
that's why you never hear a man saying he need a God-fearing woman. You don't never hear a man saying that. Only we women say that.
That's what you
Because
hear.
he know where y'all gonna be. He know y'all not y'all
What
wherever
does a man say he need?
he know he can run into you at the grocery store. See, y'all don't think y'all can run into y'all dude out in the grocery store.
That's where I met my husband, in the grocery store.
But see, women, I don't think that.
Mhm.
They think they gotta meet him in all these high-end places and all this up. Where the men at? Where the men at? They right there. But see, y'all don't think they have these jobs. Y'all think they're making the money because they ain't dressing up in suits every day walking around. They ain't the only ones that make money. And some people in suits ain't making no money. So y'all got to look at it. And then when they do say something to you, y'all frown at them. So, I mean, that's a whole different story there. So I'm just being honest. A lot of you not welcoming. When I say that, your body language is not welcoming. So a dude will not approach you.
And some of them are too welcoming.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
We're not looking at
Wait,
them.
Who's too welcoming? Women?
Talking about women are too welcoming. We're
Nah.
not looking for them though. We know who is.
Welcome. Welcome. Welcome.
Hey,
Welcome.
I waste time on somebody who you don't have to put no work in that, but you're a certain age, you done did that. Hey, you done did that. You know what's gonna come with that. She got a whole roster out there. Who wanna deal with that? Shit, you can't walk in the store. You got somebody running down the aisle. Who that? Want to fight you in the grocery store over this girl. Crazy. Nobody want that. So we let them keep walking. But the ones that look nice, y'all don't lift your head up at us at that. I mean, I'm married, been married for a long time. Wear my ring when I go out and stuff. See a woman walking down. I'm walking in the store. How you doing? She turned her head to the left, look at the ground. I told my wife, I said, I would not speak to another one of y'all out here. She said, what? I said, this is the third time I done spoke. Just passing, and the woman looked down to the left, look at the ground to the left, because she on that side, so she don't have to say hi as we walk past each other. And I said, and she wasn't even attractive. You do that?
Can I say something? Being from where I'm from, a
I
lot
don't
of
care where you're
well,
from.
you can say that if you want to,
So
but a
it's
lot
where
of
you
women
at.
are like that.
Where
And
you
when
at.
I'm not finished. When I moved down here, I had to learn because my face would tell it
Yeah.
all. And I had to learn, like, you don't have to be so rough and, you know, you can ease up. And I had to learn that. I really did because for some reason you had to be careful. Sometimes I remember a guy throwing a bottle at me one time or whatever have you because I wouldn't speak. So it's like now I had to. That was in New York though, but now I'm here, so
But like I
I've
said,
learned.
where you at, no matter where you at now. Now, if you talking about in a club setting, in a hood setting, I understand. But you're in a grocery store, that's where everybody at. How you doing?
Nah, them grocery stores up north a little bit different, man.
No, but you ask
Look. Hold on. I'm gonna rock.
y'all date each other. Y'all dating up there, right? So you
Say
have
that
to be
again.
able to say something somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
listen.
the way I did it was a little different, so I
No, but
can't. You
my
can't put me.
point is, let's say if you down here, down south, y'all living down south now. All right.
Uh-huh.
All right. So I done been up north. I dated up north. So, and I'm down south where I'm from. Why y'all still won't speak?
Listen.
Oh, I do it
Hold on.
now.
Hold on.
I
Hold on.
speak
Hold on.
now.
Though. But Mr. Nobody, see where you from has a lot to do with it, not necessarily where you at. Because I get what
They don't know
Nobody's saying. No. But what I'm saying, so your behavior is going to be a little bit different because of where you're from. Because I totally
Oh, yeah.
understand.
My behavior, well, yeah.
Yeah, I understand what Nobi is saying because I had the same issue when I moved out of New York. I had the same issue. And then, I had, people that's like, yo, bro, I was like, what's good? You know what I'm saying? I actually had somebody that was from New York who had been here for a while. And he was like, yo, look, it's a little bit different down here. You know what I'm saying? Like, da 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 da. And so I had to kind of adjust to that. So I
Environmental,
get what she's saying.
environmental part of it. I understand that.
Yeah, and then a lot of it demographically up north, right? Because you can be from a certain area up north
Well, see, you can be
where
that
they're
down south.
friendly. Right. Yeah.
I grew up in one of those spots where outside people didn't really say much to us. But as I got older and moved out that area, that's when I realized, oh shit, these people cool. We've been sitting here holding it in as if they're the enemy. If I speak to you, something gonna happen. Come to find out, it's just where we were that was happening.
Right.
So once I branched out and started seeing other things, oh, okay, it wasn't no problem.
Yeah.
I guess that's adjustment for you guys the same way.
Yeah, same way.
But
I still got a little bit of it in me, man. Depending on where I go.
now I don't know how to speak. I don't know how to speak for the simple fact of the body language that you all give off. You anticipate somebody gonna talk to you or holler at you, and that's not the case. Because you would see somebody speaking like, why do you look like you get the whole look you up and down thing? What the hell you doing that for? I'm in the line with you. You turn around, look right at me. Hey, how you doing? Okay, now I got to say something rude to your ass. Go ahead and say it. I'll be like, go ahead and say it. I'm gonna cuss your ass slam out. Go ahead.
You never know. Her man could have been standing on the other
don't give a
aisle, and he
crap.
might be a little jealous. So she wanted
I
to make sure.
don't care. Then keep your woman in there. She shouldn't be looking back here. That's what I'm saying. The woman shouldn't be looking to turn her head. You check
It
out.
really depends on too. I had a friend, and honestly, I used to feel bad for her because it took her a very long time. She actually had her kid's father that she was dating at one time, and she used to walk with tunnel vision. She didn't look to the left, she didn't look to the right, she didn't speak to
Yeah.
anyone
Yeah.
because it was kind of like a semi-abusive relationship. So that that's what you just also don't know where people's backgrounds are coming from. But I will definitely say, since moving down south, I have turned over a new leaf where I'm smiling more. I'm not, I don't have that rough exterior face.
But a lady, I can't remember her name now. She was this dating coach for years. And she told the women on her show, ladies, just smile a little more when passing. And you'll see a lot of men probably, take an interest in you. No, they went and tried to cancel her.
Really?
Yeah, she quit doing it for a while. They gave her such a
Yeah,
hard
that
time.
was
The light, she looked like she about white, but she real light.
I
think of her
forgot.
name.
Yeah, she got out the business, didn't she?
Yeah, I think she just started trying to get back in it. But yeah, like you said, it was
She
too
got
much.
out the business. Yeah.
Said it was too much trying to get black women linked up with people. because of their standards. And she just said, this Saturday, go out and just smile when you out. And they chewed her up.
Really?
Yeah, I don't even understand this no more. And she got out of it. Yeah. And I
Yeah,
was like, damn, just a smile.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Summer had to eat a chick up for that. And she said, why smile? What I need to smile for? I may not want to smile today. Like, God damn.
Wow.
I had to take my unit like that. I don't want to smile. I don't need to smile. I said, well, stop telling people then. You come up to people with your mad face, then they ask what's wrong. What's wrong with me? Why y'all keep asking what's wrong with me? Because your face say something is like something just happened. Y'all don't understand body language. Y'all body language is the key to everything. And y'all do not understand that.
But they don't have people telling them. One of the things I remember years ago, many years ago, in my old job, that I told my director, I never wanted to be labeled the angry black woman at work.
But y'all do angry black woman stuff.
No, first of all,
Uh-oh.
again,
I'm just saying.
I'm talking about me.
Okay. Well, I don't know how you are on your job. You say you
Angry.
used to be feisty, though. You say you used to be feisty.
I did, but I didn't want to be labeled an angry black woman because I see how where it would lead and how opportunities will get you will get overlooked for opportunities. But learning and understanding that a lot of people don't get it.
They don't.
So
It's going back. They starting back to be angry. They'll say the stereotype, but you are acting out the stereotype now in full flesh. You acting it out. So you can't say now you're not being an angry black woman because you educated. Because
But I don't mean just like that. I just mean in general because even though
I'm
they
agreeing
look at
with your point. I'm agreeing with you. I'm
they
just
look
saying
at black
now,
women in such a negative light that I did not want to be looked at in that way. And I'll be honest, I would mentor people at work because I could see that in them, and I would have to teach them, this
my
you
wife she got black people that she brought on all this. She'll low key have a conversation with them about
you have to
how to
present.
present yourself, especially with their client. They got high end clients. You have to actually tell them how to dress on these calls.
Mhm.
You got 40-year-old women that get on these calls. They too much call these people that they making money. They got brokers, all this stuff, and you can't just get on there. Woman get on there with her nightgown on, stuff like that. So you can't get. You got to present yourself. I don't care if they just need your assistance for 5 minutes. That she said, like, no, this job here requires you to be professional. And she had to actually do a whole intro class. She made all the people she brought on. She had to do a class from about how to introduce yourself to your clients. Write it down, rehearse it, and they had to present it to her because they didn't have a way of presenting themselves to clients. One lady started talking about chickens and how they got chickens at home and they eat just they get their eggs and all this shit. You see what I'm saying? So the conversation just went left. She's like, whoa, 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 why are you talking about chickens? You know what I mean? But people don't know. These are black women now. They didn't know.
Okay, so I hear you a lot of times saying about this about black women, but how do we?
Because we
Well,
discussing us. That's why. White women too, but we talking about us.
but how do we
I
help?
don't want to tell them. I talk to us
How do we help them?
about what she did. But at a certain age, why haven't you figured it out? Is my question.
Because if you are just around that all the time, what are you figuring out? If you're only around certain types of people or certain situations,
Exactly.
how can you know?
Exactly. So my point is you have to branch out on your own and learn. Anything that has something to do with learning, it tells you to go out more farther and learn. You get a book, you read this book, you learn everything in this book. But guess what? You need the second version to figure out the other part of it. So you go get that book and you get another book. You have to continue to learn. We're not doing that a lot of times. We stand where we're comfortable and we'll stay there until we're almost 50 years old. So in 50 years of your life, you stayed in a certain spot. And when you finally get out, you see all this stuff happening on the cruise ships. A lot of people went cruising for a long time. A lot of black people went cruising. Now black people start cruising.
Oh,
Now they made a mess of it because they just now stepping out into this. Cruising been going on. We've been doing cruising since early 2000s. But now they make it seem like, oh, they don't play rap music. They don't do this. Oh, it ain't going to be nothing on it. No, it's still going to be a cruise because it wasn't even about rap music all these years. It's about the islands setting of it on the ocean and the islands. It ain't about rap music and all that stuff. You see what I'm saying? But when they finally branched out, they brought that with them. They ain't trying to change. They didn't allow themselves to enjoy the island atmosphere, the ocean, all that stuff. They brought where they used to be on the ship. You see what I'm saying? So they have to figure that out. You can't stay in that all your life. You got to branch out. You guys from New York, y'all came down south. Big cultural difference. When I went up north, big cultural difference. But I'm glad I did because it opened my eyes to a whole different set of people. I wasn't around Jamaicans. I wasn't around all these other different people from these different areas. I mean, I had a ball up that way. Down south, I wasn't having that down here. That was a whole new thing. But if you don't do that, you ain't growing nowhere. So you got to figure it out. Nobody should be able to come and tell you. You got to figure it out. That's
But a
just,
lot of people, that's what I'm trying to say. A lot of people do not know how to. You
well,
know,
I mean,
fortunately, I was the type
that's
of
why
person
people get left
where I
behind, Nobi. That's why people get left behind. It ain't, somebody can't come and tell grown people what to do all the time. It's up to you to learn that, especially when you start having kids. You got to learn. Nobody can't keep coming telling you you need to go outside and do this. You need to go do that. You got to figure it out. Just like even in your house. Somebody got to tell you to clean your house? No, get your ass up and clean your house. But a lot of people won't do it because nobody ain't told them to do it.
Yeah, I think a lot of it just really at the end of the day starts in the house.
It
You know
do.
what I'm saying? I think a lot of it just kind of starts in the house. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I
It's
believe
like
that.
almost programming almost, man.
I believe that at the end of the day, kids, right? Kids suffer
They do.
because of their parents. You understand what I'm saying? So
I'm saying it
yeah,
right now in a family.
yeah, and that's just how it happens. It just gets passed down and passed down and passed
Yep.
down. You understand what I'm saying? So if my parents never did anything to try to introduce me to new things, and so now I'm stuck in a you know what I'm saying? So like Nobi, when you're asking like, well, how do we know it? It really should come, you know what I'm saying, from our parents. Now, if our parents don't know, and they didn't know because all they did was stay in the same setting over and over and over, then we as their kids are going to suffer. So now, if I don't know any better and then I have kids, then again, my kids are going to suffer because you understand what I'm saying? So it has to be somebody that is just going to look around and just say, hold on, why are those people over there getting those results and then these people over here getting these results? And so you have to be just proactive to say, I'm going to do something that nobody told me about, taught me about, or whatever. I'm going to go out there and see what it is. You understand what I'm saying?
you will hope people think like that. I mean, if we look at it, a situation where you have people that live in the projects, the grandparents lived in the projects, mom living in projects, the children living in projects now, they're having children, they're living in, and they just stay in that cycle because it's cheaper. Your grandmother passed away, you just stayed in the apartment. It's just, how do you get people to look outside of that and want more? Some people do, very small number, and there's some people who just say, this is what I'm saying, this is what I know, it's cheaper, it's easier. So it's like, how do we get people to step outside of the box and look at things differently? Like, we can say this, say these things and talk about different scenarios over and over, but how do we get people to step outside of the box to try to do better and want better for themselves, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's work, whether it's just being a different, type
Well,
of person?
the way God set us up is to absorb things and learn and go out into the world. So it's in us to do it. We don't do it. It ain't up to us to get anybody to do anything.
Right.
You can't make a person do not one thing on this planet.
Personal
So it
accountability.
has to be them.
Yeah.
They have to do it. If their family members do this and do this generation, then that's going to be on them. But out of some of those kids leave that
Right.
and get their life and and start their own thing. Everybody don't stay there. Man. I don't care if it's one or two, but them one or two or three, they see it. I don't want this. I want better for myself.
Right.
And they leave.
Yeah, it
They
falls
leave.
it falls on the actual individual. Like
Right.
if you're looking and you're seeing people that are doing better than you are and you want to be in their shoes, it's up to you to say, I want better for me. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't know how, ask somebody, yo, how did you get that job? How did this? How did that? You understand what I'm saying? Like it's up to the individual.
I
You
was,
know
I
what I mean?
was the first to go in the military out of my family. I had people always ask today, what made me go? I said, I was tired of doing what I was doing.
Right.
I wanted to see the world. What I was doing was not going to get me what I want. And I wanted to go see the world. And the easiest way I could do that was through the military. And it ended up working out better than I thought it did. And I stayed. But
Absolutely.
that gave me a world view of everything. And that's what I wanted. So I can give that to my kids now. And that's what I did.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
don't think like everybody else around here. I give them a world view and how the world see us, how we can move. Like all this stuff you see on TV tonight, we oppressed and we doing all this. No, we're not. Everything is sitting there waiting on us to go get it. Everything is. If you set yourselves up right and go for it, it's sitting there. Ain't nobody pressing us. Nobody. The only people that's pressing us is ourselves. If you sit there and listen to people tell you can't have something or can't do something, then it's on you. You listen to somebody who trying to keep you there. Trying. And I told people all the time when I left for the military, I got ready to leave. Friends I had wanted to jump me because I was leaving and going to do something with my life.
Wow.
Those are adults in people's lives right now telling them they can't do stuff. You see what I'm saying? So you got to have it within you that's putting you. And they said, why this person went and want to go to the moon? Because that's what was put in him. I need to go further. I need to learn. I need to know. We have it in us. We just don't do it. I'm just saying. I mean, be honest. We have it in us. We don't do it. Now, how we get other people to do it, I don't care. I don't even try. If it ain't my kids, my nephews, nothing like that, I don't go out and tell other people because other people telling them don't do it. And I don't have time to sit there and keep going back and forth what you need to do in your life. That's what your parents need to tell you. Your family need to tell you. Not strangers. A stranger can, but it's up to the immediate people to get your mind right. And we don't do that. We skip over that because we think about ourselves too much. So we got to get in line. Take care of your family. I'll take care of my family before I take care of anything. Other than that, I'm good. And mine's straight. Mine getting their life together. Mine, I'm good. I done did all I need to do. It's up to them now how they want to do their life. Like I said, my son, 24, just came from Japan and Philippines. And this girl went and had a ball. Stayed out there 5 days in Japan. Why grown people can't do that?
Yeah, everybody's not
Yeah.
everybody's not built like that. But I'm a little bit different. I'll spread the word to anybody and everybody. I don't care.
Mhm.
You
I
know,
always try to mentor
Man,
people.
I'm not
That's
putting more
just
effort in it. I done had kids program. I done did all this stuff, man. And I know, and what I realized is you can't change people that don't want to change. And you can
Does
spend
that,
a lot of
does
time.
that mean you stopped trying?
Yeah, I did. I put that effort into my own. And now I got them situated. I don't need to go out there and do that no more. I mean, I talk about it on here and things like that, but I don't go to forums and talk to people like this, go and talk to a crowd of people here and there. I don't do that anymore because they're good for the moment. Just like church, people good for the moment. Once they get out of church, they curse you out. Same thing. Oh, they taking it in, but are you going to go and execute? Are you going to stick around and see if they execute? Or are you going to wait next week and tell them again? And then the next week, tell them again and again and again. So when are you going to stop? I got to a point I stopped. Let somebody else do it.
I ain't never stopping, man.
Yeah, so
I
I
ain't
love
never
do it
stopping,
then.
man.
I
I'm
can
keep
do it.
pushing, man. I'm gonna keep pushing. But look,
Yeah.
check this out. Check this out real quick. I got one last question before I let y'all go. This is really for the ladies, but it's nobody, you can jump in on this one too. So there's been this viral conversation, right, about a gentleman who said he would rather him and his wife both work $50,000 a year jobs. So he works and he earns 50,000. She works and she owns $50,000, he would rather that than he be the sole provider making $250,000.
Wait, can you say it one more time? I want to make sure I understand this.
All right,
Yeah.
this is what the guy says.
I'll let them out. Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Him and his wife, right? As far as their income is concerned, he would rather him work a $50,000 a year job and she work a $50,000 a year job, right? So that they can have a combined $100,000 a year versus he be the sole provider. She does not work. He's the only one working, but he's making $250,000. Okay, you got it, Nobi?
So let me just confirm.
Okay.
He rather make combine 100,000 instead of making 250,000.
Where he's the only one working.
Only
It's
one.
not combined. He's the only one.
Only one working making 250,000.
Right.
Okay. So
So
what's the question?
I'm just curious, like, what's your thoughts on that? I'm just curious to know, like, what's your thoughts on that? If you were in that situation.
If you keeping it, because marriage is business at the end. He's throwing away over $100,000 plus
150.
$150,000 extra that can improve and help his family in any way possible, just so he can stay in a certain state. And it got to be something else to this, but I don't understand why he would want to just stay at a certain level when he can not only use that money to elevate his, not just personal stuff, but his family as a whole, move to a better area, all this other stuff. So you leaving out $150,000, you can do a lot with your family if you're the sole provider. Even if you're the sole provider, because you still got an extra 100. Y'all used to running off 100,000. So I got 150,000 I can use extra.
Where then she could take care of the family and
Yeah.
make
She
sure the
can
kids
go
on point.
And yeah, that don't make mathematically and business wise, it got to be something else to catch to it. I don't know.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask the ladies, if I'm gonna put it in a marriage scenario, your husband has the opportunity to make 250,000, right? But you had to quit your job, and so his income is the only income that's coming in, but he's making 250. But you have to quit your job, and that's just a part of the deal. You don't work, right? But he's bringing in 250.
Oh,
Would
before
you
you
take
what,
the deal?
what is her pay right now? What is her pay right now?
50,000. Because
It
she's
don't-
bringing 50, he's bringing 50.
No, he changed the scenario. I was
Right,
like,
let's just say that was the scenario. Just to say it was the same scenario where each one of them were making 50, right? And so now he has the opportunity to make 250, but just
She had
part
to
of
quit her
that
job.
scenario, right? What, y'all taking that deal?
Yeah.
somebody got to think about it.
I'm not thinking.
You taking that deal?
Let's
What
see
about you,
that's
Lakita?
right.
Yeah, I mean, because it makes sense. If I need to stay home and all of that, it makes sense.
Okay.
But a lot of women won't quit their job. They say that mess their independence up. And I tell them, you don't have an independence in a marriage. You're not independent in a marriage.
It's a marriage. It's a collaborative,
You're
agreement.
not independent because you're with somebody. You're working. You're married somebody.
Is Bra still
Independent
in?
by yourself, and only by yourself. You hear about say I'm an individual, and then there's two of us.
I would take it.
Oh man.
I'm just being honest, man. You're not independent in a marriage,
You're not. You're
No.
not.
but they won't quit that job because they say I want to give up my independence. You never had it once you got married, but you quitting that job could save us a lot of money on the back end. If I'm making
And you can raise your kids right.
Okay, but what if there's no kids? What if there's no kids involved? What if there's no kids involved?
Well, I'll be at the gym working out.
Exactly. That's what you're
Make,
supposed to
make
do.
sure the house is clean.
And there it is. There it is. And making
As long
that
as I got access to the funds.
Dinner will be on the
no
table.
fun. You better make sure you're making daddy happy. You better get him make a sandwich.
Okay.
Oh, he will be happy. And he ain't
Okay.
getting no sandwich.
Access to the funds. You got the funds. What you gonna do for daddy now? Huh?
No, I'm just saying, like,
He won't be
as
happy.
long as I ain't got to be in a situation where I'm
Yeah.
having to ask permission to go to the store or something.
You what they call a Debbie Downer. That's what they call it.
Yeah,
You are
yeah, yeah.
Downer. Because you go straight to the negative on
No,
every
I'm just
scenario.
saying, as long as I got access to the funds.
Yes, you have access. You have full access.
Like I
He
have
got you
full
straight.
access now. As long as that continues, I'm good.
Okay.
You straight. He taking care of you.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw
Credit cards,
this.
all that crap.
I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
throw
throw
this.
what in there now?
No. What if you don't have full access to the funds?
Oh, you gonna have full.
Do I have access?
I mean, when you say
Well-
full access, do you mean like, do I have spending money to like take care of groceries? Do I have money to put gas in a car? You
Do
know,
I have what I need, my necessities, you know?
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
might
that
have
what
as
you're
long as it's not a
Hold
situation
on,
where
hold
you
on.
like a kid and, you
That's
know, a parent.
different from full access, in my opinion. That's different from full access. Full access is you can swipe that card whenever you want for whatever reason you want,
Mhm.
however you want. And then,
Mm-hmm.
so no, you don't have full access.
But you know what you do? You sit down and have a discussion about it. You are in a
The
relationship,
discussion has
in a
been
marriage.
had. The discussion has been had, and you do not have full access.
So you have a limited access.
You have limited access. You have access to, whatever needs to be taken care of for the house.
Whatever
You know
I
what I'm
tell
saying?
you, you can go buy. You can buy it.
If what?
Whatever I tell you, you can buy. Whatever
No,
amount I
I
tell
mean,
you, you can
But you
spend.
know, a lot of
You better
women
not
will
spend
have
$1
a
more.
lot of women will have like I said, that limited access would be more than a lot of women make sometimes.
That's
monthly.
true. It could be.
right.
So
So I mean, as far as
I
your,
don't think just anybody should have full access anyway.
no, you don't need full access. You just need to be able to, because you at home, handle things. You know, you got the expense for the house and all that, and then something for you. But you're not gonna get a credit card where you can just swipe all day because we won't have this money if you can do that all day.
That's true.
Well, you got to keep accountability on. I
That's
don't care what people say. Money will go away if you spend it.
I
So
like bags.
yeah, so you can't just be out here swiping like one time. I got an unlimited. I didn't have an unlimited account. No.
He gonna be
You
like,
gonna
you better go back to work. You
Hey,
better
I got
go.
a friend in Atlanta, a dentist. He met this girl and he let her do that. She put him in bankruptcy, bro.
Mm.
Put him in bankruptcy and left him.
See, I don't understand
Yes,
why people
He just
do
got his
that.
business back up about a year ago. But that was in 2018 when I was down in Atlanta. Yeah.
But why do people do that? Because I get mad because it makes it bad on others too. I remember one time my ex said, "Oh, you gonna?" He thought I was going to do something with the money. I was like, first of all, when we was married, I didn't do anything with our money. Why would I do something now? I've never been that type of person. So I've always just felt what you do in the dark will come to light. So if you do mess up someone else, it's going to come back to you tenfold. So that's stupid.
Okay, so look, I'm gonna throw one more monkey wrench and then I'm out of here. Ladies, if you were making if you were making 200K and he was making 50K, and now he has the opportunity to make 250, but you got to leave your 200K a year job. The main amount, it's the same amount coming in, but now the dynamic has shifted.
I would do that shit.
You would do it? Okay, cool, Nobi. What about you?
I'm at a point in my life now.
What about you?
Yes.
What about you, Lakita?
Wow.
You were making 200.
You making 250.
You sure there's no way around it? Like we can't make 450 together. You sure? Because I'm all about like, how can we make this empire bigger
I
together?
don't feel like you on that
I
one,
don't
Lakita. I
know.
was like, shit, we got to work this out. We ain't gonna give up no 450 now. You might have to stay working for a little bit.
No.
I mean,
but
that's
listen.
almost a half
It
of a
wouldn't be-
million. Like,
Listen, hold on. It wouldn't be 450. You, as the woman, you're making 200, and he's making 50.
Oh, I thought you said he
Oh,
making
I thought you
250.
said
No, no,
I was
no.
saying there's no way we can work it out. Like you
No, no,
said,
no,
he
no, no,
gonna
no.
make
No. That's
250.
no, no. So that no, no. So you're making the two. You're making 200, right?
He's making 50.
He's making 50, but now he has the opportunity to make 250. So at the end of the day,
Yeah,
it's
that's what
still
I'm
the
talking
same.
about.
It's
It's
still
no
the.
opportunity where we both can continue and you know, I continue to make this 200,000 and he made the 250.
Did
Like,
you hear me? Did you hear me say there was an opportunity for that? No, there's no opportunity
I
for
mean,
that.
I'm
You got to
trying to
give it
think
up.
in what scenario other than when somebody got
Oh,
kids
no,
and
that's a
they
hard
not,
one. That's
you
a hard one though. That's a hard. That's a hard one because I'm making 200. That's gonna be hard for me to quit.
know. I'm just trying
Okay,
to
no.
think in what scenario wouldn't it work out?
Okay, so Lakita, why would that be? Why would that be problematic? Why would that be? Is it a money dynamic with the ladies? Is it a money dynamic? Like now you feel more powerful because you're making more money than he is because see you didn't have a problem.
No,
So
for
what is it? You're not working, and it's 250 coming in. Why would you have a
it's
problem?
because with me, I'm always thinking about what can I do to contribute to help us build more. Now, if me being at home helps
But
us
you're not
make
building.
even more,
But Lakita, if you're making 200 and he's making 50, there's no less money coming in. So what are you talking about? It's no
well, why?
less
I
money
mean,
coming in.
but what I'm saying that, but there could be more money coming in.
No, it can't. I just gave you the scenario.
So all you do,
200.
Lakita, is invest the money that he's going to be bringing home so you can make it more.
Like, why you always try to change my scenarios to make it? Don't change my. I give
Uh,
you this. I give
uh,
the scenario the
I'm,
way I give it for a
I'm determined.
reason.
There's a way we're gonna work it out.
No, ain't no way. I gave the scenario. It is what it is. That's it. Period. End of
Like
story.
I'm okay if we can only go on a date, you know, because we both working so hard. I'm okay if we can only go on a date once a month. I'm okay with that.
So you're not going to pay for all the dates, being that you're the one that's making more money. Now you're
No,
going to.
I'm not saying that we can't afford. I'm just saying like our jobs may require so much time, is what I'm saying.
So you
Okay.
making the money. That's the scenario. You making the money now, right?
I'm
Or
saying we
I
both
got
can make
lost in this
money.
thing, man, somewhere.
Listen,
When
man. Why
y'all
you
start
make this
making
so
the
hard?
scenario, y'all
Okay,
just
so
threw me off.
hold
I
up, hold up.
turn my head
Lauren,
for a second, then I come back. Y'all talking about something else.
listen, hold on. Okay, I got the comment up there, right?
You saying
Yeah.
Lauren said what she is saying is, what is the reason she has to quit the job for him to get the 250? Okay, Lauren, because I said so. That's my scenario that I'm giving. That's why.
they keep needing why,
Make it more difficult than it has
scenario. That's
to
the
be.
life scenario.
Giving a scenario. I'm making it difficult. We're not
I
going to
want us to make
because I
450.
said so.
Right.
That's the reason, Lauren. Because I said so. That's the reason. All right, that's it. Because that's the scenario. Period.
Hey,
So
what's the
Lakita,
Lakitas in the doggone chat?
come on,
Hey,
Lakita.
this scenario.
That's a
Right, no, it's right here. It's right in this, right here. Hey, right there.
listen. That's a crazy scenario. Absolutely, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. So, Lakita, what you doing?
Oh, he thought you were gone, huh?
We working this out.
You working it out?
Yeah, we working it out.
So you
So you were okay giving up the $50,000 a year job?
No, I was thinking about that too. I was really thinking about
But
that.
what was your answer?
I said if that's what he needed me to do.
If that's what he needed you to do. So now he needs you to leave your $200,000 a year
But I
job.
had reservations on that because we could have, like, even in the other situation, we could have made more money. I'm trying to figure out why
None of the situations are
it's
you
like
making
about
more
building.
money. None of the situations are you
Still
making no.
subtracting here though,
Listen, you still
and then
surprised.
adding back.
I mean, if
Like,
you want to have
Wow.
a scenario, let's say he'll make that 250 in another country and y'all have to move.
Wait, hold up.
You ain't
This is my scenario.
take
All
some
right?
man.
Nah, we ain't
Take
changing nothing, man.
She want to
This
see
is my scenario.
Be
Nah,
like, we ain't going to no other country. We
nah, we
staying
ain't going
right
no-
I got
here.
to look it from because she gonna sit on that big building. No, I'm gonna take all that from you. As
Nah,
a
'cause see, then she gonna keep moving the goalposts each time, and so her answer is gonna shift each time the scenario shift. So I need to keep it the exact same scenario and find out why is it harder for her to leave when she's the one that's making the most money versus when
It's
she's
hard for
not the
me,
one.
period. It's hard for me not to make money,
Okay,
period.
but you didn't have a problem with answering the question
I
when I said
did.
you were making 50,000. You said
I
you would leave. But you answered it.
I did.
And what was your answer?
I don't
You
know.
said that
Rewind
you
it
would
back.
leave. You said that you would leave.
I said if that's what he needed. I was trying to be a good
Okay,
wife.
then you said that if that's what he needed you to do, that's what you would do, right? Hello.
So you want to still be a good wife doing it the other way?
Come on, like why we do this?
It's
I'm
because
asking, you said if that's what he needed
I
you to
don't
do,
know.
you would
It's
do it.
I'm not one of those. I'm not one of them housewife people. I'm sorry.
Okay, but if he in
Just
the
exclude me from the scenario.
no, because you answered it the first time.
Just
Nah,
exclude me from the
no,
scenario.
nah. See,
And you're
nah,
a
because you
housewife
don't want to.
person. You're a housewife person. You saying
Listen,
you're
listen,
not?
listen. That's not fair that you could jump out there and answer it when it's easy, and now you know what I'm saying when it's
It
a little.
wasn't easy.
Okay, so
Trust
let me
me,
ask
it wasn't easy because
you.
I
Okay,
was thinking about that 50,000 we was losing.
okay. So
It wasn't easy.
listen. Why would it be? Why were you able to answer that time and not this time? Is it because you're walking away from more money? You're walking away from the 200 that you were making. Is that where the problem is? I mean, if that's where it is, just say it. I mean, is that difficult?
That's not the
Uh-huh.
problem.
So what's the problem? So
It's
what?
not it's not the fact that I'm walking away from it because I don't look at like I'm a married woman. I look at it as us. You know,
Lakita,
so I'm leaving 200,000 on the table. If you gonna go make 250, like that's 450,000.
no, listen. You're not listening. You're not listening.
I know what you said, but I'm trying to figure a way for it to work out. I'm trying to change your scenario here.
All right, y'all. With that being said, man, I ain't got nothing else, man.
You're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Lakita's back, y'all.
She wasted all that time to come back and not answer no damn questions.
It's crazy.
Boy, I tell you.
Nobi, you doing it though, right, Nobi?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Nobi. Nobi just get straight to it, man. Just real
Oh,
easy.
F
See
that.
what happens when you turn 50?
Right. Your life changed on it. Like, yeah, I don't want to do nothing.
Yeah.
Try to ask me yesterday, man, what do you do? I said, I do whatever I want, and that's pretty much nothing.
Pretty much nothing.
Yeah. I do what I want to do, and I don't want to do nothing. I don't do it.
All
Yeah.
right. That's what's up, man. This is like, yeah, this is difficult. But look,
Did
I
y'all miss me?
appreciate y'all. I didn't. My pressure done probably
He
Yeah,
said,
I was gonna say my mind was we ain't had to take 30 minutes to answer questions back then.
"Oh, you haven't been on Lakita?"
No, she been on vacation for the last 3 months.
It has it been 3 months?
Well, let me just go look
Me
at
too.
my
Me too.
she about to
my
fact.
stuff here
Has
because
it been 3 months?
it's been a while since you've been on.
It's been at least 2, maybe 3.
Me too.
So look, man, while y'all checking into that, I want to give a shout out to Lauren for jumping in the chat. Shout out to Mike David. Mike David, I did see all your comments.
May 18th was the last one.
May 18th.
Wow.
All right. Patrice Bowen, Puggy Pugs. Appreciate you, Pugs. Appreciate everybody that was in the chat. Appreciate Lakita, you back. Nobi, you back.
I'm back with a
Appreciate
vengeance.
you, Mr. Nobi. I mean, Mr. Nobody. Man, I said Mr. Nobody.
Damn,
Mr. Nobody. Definitely appreciate you for hopping on every chance you get. And so with that being said, anybody else got any questions? If not, man, we're gonna call it a day.
I'm out here.
It's been good.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, y'all.
Out of
Peace.
here, man.